You are now in the arena. Welcome to Gridiron presented by Underdog. Whoop, whoop. So my name is Kinsey. I am a sports host and I fly helicopters and planes, so I can definitely pilot these men today. But with me, I have one of the most prolific figures in sports history and the man who has never lost a debate, Skip Bayless. Yeah. Of course, a fan favorite, Super Bowl champion, 5-time Pro Bowler, and 2-time All-Pro cornerback, Aqib Talib. Our favorite quarterback and top 5 passer in the history of the USC Trojans, Cody Kessler.
Yeah.
And joining us again today, we are so fortunate, the man who holds the most games played by a tight end in NFL history, 19 years in the league, Mercedes Lewis.
Long way.
Okay, so Aqib hit his 3rd player pack in a row.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Please, hey, ride with lead, man.
You gotta ride with lead. I will say though, Skip was the only one brave enough last night to take the Lions.
Yeah, he was.
He showed us all up.
You taking the Ravens, right?
So you both have some room to talk some shit today. You earned it. But this episode is presented by Underdog, as always. And Underdog has dropped their ladder game for the NFL. So with ladders, you'll pick 3 to 5 players who you think have a big game in them. So winning is straightforward. Bigger the nights, bigger their payout. So your payout will jump from each level hit by every player. Pick who goes off correctly. You could take home 1,000 times your money in one night. Try out ladders today by signing up with code GRID. Play just $5, get $50 in bonus funds. So today we have so much to talk about. We have to talk about Deion Sanders. He made some comments yesterday on a podcast. Lions Ravens last night. Michael Penix Jr. So much more. But we have breaking news this morning. Something that Skip has wanted since the start of the show, since the start of the season. Jaxson Dart will be the starting quarterback for the Giants. Wow. So that's going to be at home versus the Chargers. This has been a decision that's been looming. So, Skip.
And by the way, before you start, we did not speak last night. We did not communicate. We're both wearing 88.
Oh, yeah.
It is just,
both wearing 88.
It's just 2 real triple D guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Sending CD some love. That's all, baby.
Except the truth is, I think he's taunting and I'm eulogizing.
Nah,
right?
real triple D guys. Real North Dallas guys. Yep, this ain't no taunt.
No,
really rock with the Cowboys, man.
Yeah, both the boys showed up in CD Lamb Dallas jerseys. These are the Dallas boys. But Aqib said he wanted to give him a hug. This was his virtual
long distance
hug.
Long distance. Hey, CD, man, we need you, baby.
Yeah.
I had a high ankle sprain before. I feel your pain, brother.
Oh. Well, now that let's get into the show. So, Skip, you've talked a lot about Jaxson Dart.
I have.
I want to know, is this the right decision right now for the Giants to go to Dart?
It definitely is the right decision.
Okay.
But here's the painful irony for me as a lifelong diehard Dallas Cowboy fan. My point to you guys, and you laughed at me over this, I was scared to death that the Giants would go to Jaxson Dart before their game at Cowboys. My point being that Russ against Washington did look washed in their opening game. And I was scared to death that Jaxson Dart would come in with some of that sort of cocky beginner's luck energy and just ignite them, and he'd have one big moment in the sun at Jerry World. He scares me. Russ didn't scare me at all. And what happened? My defense turned Russell Wilson back into vintage Patrick Mahomes. He throws for 450 and 3 bomb touchdowns against my sorry-ass defense. And it wasn't about Russ cooking. It was about my defense breaking down and getting burned like bad toast gets burned. And that's what we were, just toast all day long. So then what happens on Sunday Night Football against Kansas City, a game that I thought New York had a chance in because the first half ends up 9-6. Russ was just pathetic. He looked washed again, just the way he looked against Washington. And at halftime, it's 9-6 Kansas City, but he was 7 of 13 for 39 yards in the first half with 2 interceptions. The game ends pathetically with a 4th and goal from the 10, and Russ throws it in like the 12th row, like he's throwing it away, and you have a chance to cut it to 22-16. And I think that's when Brian Daboll said, okay, I've seen enough, that's enough. I think that well could be Russell Wilson's last start in the National Football League as he approaches age 37 in November. The point is, Jaxson Dart is going to give them Well, just think about Russ. Think about what's happened to Russ now. He got dumped by Seattle. He got dumped by Denver, who ate $85 million to get rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
Then he gets dumped by Pittsburgh, and now he's in the process of being dumped by the New York Football Giants. So this isn't about how great I think Jaxson Dart can be. It's about what Russ no longer is. Like you just have to make the switch now, because for what it's worth, Jaxson Dart, he's got some swagger. He's going to give them new life and new fire. He's got some electricity to him, and he's sort of the quarterback version of Cam Scatterboo. That's how he plays quarterback. He's going to run through brick walls. He's 6'2", 230-ish, and he can run a little bit. He ran 4.6, and yet he runs more strong. They tried to use him in some running packages, which was bizarre, but and he didn't really do much. But the point is, he can bang it. He had 14 rushing touchdowns at Ole Miss. So I just think they need a fresh vibe for their fans, because Russ is just hard to watch unless he could play the Dallas Cowboys every Sunday, and fortunately he can't.
I agree with the decision to start Dart. I didn't want you to throw him in initially from the jump. You start with him. Nah, I think you go with the vet.
Yeah.
You see what you got. Maybe Russ get hot. Maybe you know what I'm saying, can win some games with him. But if you end up 0-3, it's time for a change. You know what I'm saying? So this is what the crowd want. They want Jaxson Dart. You want to give a little spark to the stadium, to your fan base.
Jaxson Dart.
Jaxson Dart. Hey, hey, so
same with Skip. He was joining them.
Hey, you know how Skip? He a Cowboys fan, but he cheering for Jaxson Dart. I don't know, but you know. But I think it's time though, man. You give them a shot. You get a fan base what they want, and we'll see. We'll see. I'm not saying I'm the most firm believer in Jaxson Dart, but big game against the Chargers. We'll see.
Yep.
Hard environment to excel in, the Giants, but we'll see.
I like Jaxson Dart. I love Jaxson Dart. I think he has a bright future.
By the way, he started at USC.
He did start at USC, and he's the one that got away. I wish he would have stayed with Cardinal and gold. Yeah.
Well, he left because Caleb and Lincoln came.
Well,
right?
he left originally because the coaching staff changed, and then he started going to the transfer portal. So then he went to Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss and all that, so it worked out.
He left for the money.
Yeah, he left. Well, we don't know.
I don't know if it was that much money at that point. That was 3 years.
That was that was kind of a new era with the NIL stuff. But
he started for 3 years for Lane.
Yeah, he did. I like Jaxson Dart. I hate this decision. I do. I don't like it. I worry that this is going to hurt his development. It's going to hurt his future. When they moved up, or they traded up in the draft to go draft Jaxson Dart, it was to draft for their future. It wasn't for week 4 of the season. You have to build the pieces around him before you throw in a rookie quarterback. The offensive line is struggling right now. You have great players on the outside. Sure, you have Malik Neighbors, you got other weapons, but the most important thing for a rookie quarterback is to be protected, to have a great offensive line. If you start getting hit all the time, early on in your career, your eyes start dropping to that offensive line. You're not going through progression. You become a run-first quarterback, and when you scramble, you don't keep your eyes downfield. You're looking to make sure you don't get hit. Good news for them is their right tackle, Illuminor. He played better against the Chiefs. He looked good. And then Andrew Thomas came back at left tackle. That's a big thing for him. But the bad news is that he went out in the second quarter, and he didn't finish. And then Marcus Bowe came in, the rookie 5th rounder at left tackle. That's another recipe for disaster, is to have a rookie left tackle in your rookie quarterback's first start. That's not going to work out. But my biggest issue with it right now is the timing. If you look at that schedule, this is, in my opinion, the worst time to throw them in there. You play the Chargers, right? Then you get, and that defense right now under Jesse Minter is the real deal. Then you play the Saints. Wait one more week, maybe start in that game. But even after that, you go Eagles, Broncos, Eagles, 49ers. All very good defenses with a team that's not very talented right now, and your run game is struggling. You're averaging under 100 yards per game in the run game. You got to have a good run game to help your quarterback out. I don't like it. I love Jaxson Dart. I think it's going to be a spark for the fans. I just wish they would have left Russell Wilson in a little bit longer, let him develop. This just has Daniel Jones written all over it again. And I'm not saying they're the same type of guy, but it's a similar situation to where you have a former Super Bowl winning quarterback. You had Eli Manning, Russell Wilson. Then you bring in Daniel Jones in week 3. Bring in Jaxson Dart in week 4. If this doesn't work out for Brian Daboll, then he's going to be gone, and now you have a new head coach come in that's like, okay, well, Dart's not my guy. I didn't draft him if it doesn't work out. This just feels like a desperation move by Brian Dable and Joe Schoen. I get it. They want to keep their jobs, but I just worry that it's at the cost of Jaxson Dart.
But you know what? If Jaxson Dart is him, if he's real, if he's legit, if they pick the right guy, he'll figure this out.
I don't disagree I don't disagree that he's legit. It's just so important with fit and system and timing and everything and the guys around you and the pieces around you. Jaxson Dart's a hell of a football player. I'm not saying he's going to come in and have a couple drives where you go, okay, this guy's the real deal. I just worry about sustaining that success. Yep. And now you're going up against the Chargers in your first game, and then you get the Saints, but then you go defending champs, Broncos, defending champs again, and then you go the 49ers against Robert Saleh and that defense. I know they have some injuries with Nick Bosa, but you got Fred Warner, some other pieces there. I worry about the timing of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you brought up a good point as far as desperation, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I was going to lead with, and I think that plays a big part of it, but I think I'm with Skip and Aqib. There's no perfect time to throw him in there. I think, obviously, you know what you got in Russ. He'll be on the sideline if you need him, but they picked him that high for a reason. He's going to bring the spark, live arm, some moxie out there. I feel like it's a good move. The best experience is learning and being out there and actually doing it. So let's just see what happens. I feel like the fans want it. The coaches, as far as the desperation part of it, got to get him out there just to see what we got, and it'll be interesting to see for sure.
So remember, they traded up from 34 to 25.
They gave up a couple picks for him. Yeah.
And when they traded up, silly me, I thought they were trading up for Shedeur. Now, I'll say it again. Shedeur should have gone to Tennessee #1 overall. That's just me. I know you don't agree, but
No, I don't disagree with Shedeur being a first rounder. I disagreed with him not going to Baltimore, but I'm with you. I think he should have been a first rounder.
But the point was, as soon as they traded up, I said, they got Shedeur. Way to go. And Shedeur will be way better if he ever gets his shot. We're about to talk about this.
Yeah.
But if he ever gets a shot, he'll be way better than Jaxson Dart. But Jaxson Dart, I watched him a lot, especially last year at Ole Miss. He's got some stuff to him. Like he ain't afraid, and he's got some athletic ability. I'm not saying he's Lamar, but he can move around and make things happen with legs. He had 14 rushing touchdowns at Ole Miss. Okay, so he'll light the fire, and he was also, this is the key for any of these young quarterbacks, he was deadly accurate at Ole Miss because he led the nation in completion percentage last year at Ole Miss.
Especially down the field, too.
All right, so you say, okay, you got that and that. Let's see. Was I shocked they took him at 25 because I thought he'd be like a second rounder? I was shocked. But when you stake your claim on somebody and you trade up, it cost them a couple of thirds, but whatever. But when you say he's it, he is him, then you might as well just close your eyes and throw him into the fire. And it's a hot fire. It's Jesse Minder fire. That probably won't be real pretty. They'll probably make him look pretty silly at times. But again, he played in the preseason. You laughed when I brought up the preseason because you said nobody shows nothing in the preseason, right? Just plain straight vanilla, right?
Straight vanilla.
But he looked good in the preseason, and he ignited the offense when he played. And he's a try-hard guy. He's like Scatterboo is just playing crazy. He's going to do some things that will get the crowd fired up. Well, you might as well at 0-3 just see what you got. See it, because you'll know right away if he's right or wrong. You'll just know because they get exposed fast. If you can't play, even Peyton, when he was a rookie, they threw him right in the fire and he led the league in interceptions. But you could just see the flashes and you'd say, oh, okay, he's going to be fine. So you figure it out.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with that. I think Jaxson Dart's going to be, I thought the Steelers were going to take him at 21. I had Jaxson Dart with the first round grade.
Did you?
I thought he would fit well in that Arthur Smith offense. I didn't think they knew what they were going to do with Aaron Rodgers yet, so I thought that could be a possibility because their next pick for the Steelers wasn't until 83 in the draft. So I thought they had to address the quarterback situation early, and I like Dart there. I'm not saying Dart can't go in this game and show some sparks and show some flashes and play well, and even against Jesse Minter in this Chargers defense, he's not going to, I expect him to have some big plays. You're just at a disadvantage when you don't have the roster around you yet to compete. When you go in there with an offensive line that's struggling and are giving up some big hits, and you got the run game that's non-existent right now. I mean, they're averaging less than 100 yards per game. Your quarterback, the quarterback's best friend, especially as a young player, is the run game. That takes that pressure off of you. Then that opens up the pass game. They just don't have those pieces yet. I don't see anything wrong with it. Unless you're Brian Daboll and you're Joe Shane. I know Giants fans want that spark, but I'm talking about longevity here and the future for him. I see nothing wrong with them sitting. I mean, throw Jameis in there. Let's go ahead, and I know he's the emergency quarterback right now, but let's take Russ off of that, put him as the emergency quarterback, throw Jameis in there and let him get some reps in before you just immediately go to the rookie. And I know we're talking about future here, but that's 2026, 2027, or even at the end of the year. That's not week 4 of the regular season when you're 0-3 and you're getting ready to go face one of the best defenses in the NFL. I just don't think it's a recipe for success.
Okay. Bo not thinking 2026,
no,
2027.
That's the point. That's why I say desperation, man.
This was a guy who he saw him. He saw what he did in college. He liked what he saw. That's why they picked him. He said, I could work with this guy. So you start with the vet. The vet not getting it done. I mean, let's go with the young guy. I think he got some little moxie to him. Let's put him in. So, I mean, I think it's perfect timing, man.
Okay, so do you guys now agree Russ is cooked? Like done?
I don't.
As a starter, I think so.
But he can't be somebody's backup.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, but you just told us about the Giants line, right?
Yeah.
You just told us. I mean, so Russ is Russ, man. I feel like you whoever the best team in the league right now, whoever got the best O-line in the league, you put him in with Detroit, he gonna look solid. He gonna run the ball good, he gonna play action, throw the ball good. It just matters where you ends up, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just unfortunately, he's with that Giants line right now, so that's the rush you gonna get. Is a Giants O-line, Russell Wilson. So it's what it is.
I'll feel a lot better if Andrew Thomas plays at left tackle in this game, though.
Yeah.
Instead of going with
You gotta
Bo,
give us
the
more than a
rookie.
quarter now.
The rookie, yeah, he got to. Yeah, I just look. I come from experience in this situation. When I got thrown in my week 3 of the season in Cleveland, and I was told going into that year that this is a quote unquote NFL redshirt year for you. And RG3 was a starter, Josh McCown was number 2. Learn from those guys and then eventually get your shot.
Coach?
Hugh Jackson.
Okay.
Hugh Jackson was that coach. But mine was more injury based. RG3, I think, broke his left collarbone week 1. Josh McCown breaks his other collarbone week 2. So I'm getting the start against Miami. And it was kind of, I got forced into that situation. But, the pieces weren't there yet. We had a couple rookie offensive linemen. Terrell Pryor loved TP, but he was our starting wide receiver.
Yeah.
Obviously, Malik Neighbors in a different category than TP. But just the pieces weren't there yet, and you're at a disadvantage even if you can play. And I had some decent games, but it was tough because the other defenses had better players, and we couldn't keep up scoring with some of these opposing offenses. And no matter how good I played, it just felt like we were always behind the 8 ball, and we couldn't keep up. And I just worry about hurting Dart's confidence right now because it's a desperation move by Brian Daboll, and you're not giving him the best chance for success in the future.
I think that's a big point, the psychological part of it. Once you throw him in there, ain't no turning back.
Yeah.
So that's one aspect that they're going to have to deal with because it goes from upside first, right? He's on the sideline watching Russ do his thing and cook, but it goes from like upside and expectation to production. And can he lead this offense and do the guys respect him, which I'm pretty sure they wouldn't be making this decision if his teammates didn't respect him, but it's going to be a lot of pressure, right, to win these games. And now he's going to be looked at as the guy, like, to see if he can save us. And it's especially being drafted that high. So it'll be interesting to see how he handles it all. And I'm pretty sure that the coaches have probably seen something in practice that gives them confidence to put him out there, too. Obviously, we mentioned Jameis, right? They get to see Jameis, Russ. They get to see them all in practice and see what they can do. And I think that from a coach's standpoint, if you're just going to throw the rookie in there, he must be showing flashes in practice. They believe that he can go out there and get the job done.
And that's a good point. You can't go back. You can, but if you
there's no law.
If you start, I know, but if you start him, he goes in there and he plays bad, and then you go, shit, never mind. You're not the guy we thought you were.
They did it
Let's
with
go on the bench.
Carolina. Hey, he done it.
Yeah, no, they did, but and it's paying off a little bit right now, but that's tough to overcome. Not everybody has that mentality. It's a killer when you go out there. They say, all right, never mind, bench you, and then you've got to find that confidence again at the same place. If you go somewhere else, like Daniel Jones, maybe you can get a spark, but that's tough to do. And
that's the thing about the NFL, man. You get picked where you get picked.
Yeah.
Your teammates are your teammates. When you get your opportunity, you better perform. Like DBs don't get to say, well, I got picked and my D-line wasn't the best, so that's why I gave up a couple touchdowns. And they was holding the ball. Like, we don't get to make those decisions, bro. We got an NFL life too. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, quarterback, running back, DB, wherever you end up at, when you get that op, you better take advantage of that shit, or you're going to be frowned upon. Nobody wants to hear about the circumstances. It's the NFL, brother. You be the difference. How about that?
No, I agree. And look, I want Jaxson Dart to succeed. I'm rooting for him. I really hope he goes out there and balls out, shows that he can be a legit player in the NFL. My biggest thing is just the timing of it and the circumstances and not allowing him to develop the right way. But obviously, like you said, they're with him in practice. They know more than I do. I'm a little worried about that part of it.
I ain't really like Jaxson Dart in college. I ain't gonna lie.
No?
Not that I didn't like him, but he wasn't a guy who I was like paying a lot of attention to. I paid attention to Shedeur, the guys, Cam, even Dylan Gabriel. You know what I'm saying? They in the playoffs, winning games. He looked good at Oregon, man. He looked solid. Ohio State. What's Ohio State QB?
Yeah.
I'm surprised he don't get more love, man.
Will Howard?
Will Howard. I'm surprised he don't get more love.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was a big time run the ball, throw the ball downfield, win games. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was going to be a second round pick or a higher pick than he was. So I don't know. He just wasn't really on my radar. And, you know, I do my fair share of studying QBs, man. And
You do.
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you're going to be the quarterback of a team, you got to be mentally strong. So they're going to throw him in the fire, but if you're going to lead your team, you got to be. So we're going to find out how he performs. Okay, let's talk about another quarterback though that has been on the bench and have been in our talked about a lot in our group here. But Deion Sanders took to the New Heights podcast and definitely had a lot to say. He confirmed a lot of question marks that we've been talking about, whether or not Shedeur was actually called by some teams. He confirmed that yesterday. So he said a couple things. One was that Baltimore called, Philly called, and of course, obviously, the Browns called, and that was the decision that they went with. So that's confirmed now. And he said, I've never sat on a bench and said, wow, I learned a lot today. So clearly, the Sanders family had the idea that we're not sitting on the bench. We want to start. We want to play. He also is convinced that Shedeur is going to be starting for the Browns. Okay? This is all coming out of Deion's mouth yesterday. So, Skip, do you agree that do you agree with Deion that Shedeur is going to start this year with the Browns?
I wish I could, but I don't. I love Deion. I love his son. His son should have been the first overall pick. Again, I'll say it. But I don't see how Shedeur is going to get any shot in Cleveland this year unless it's something like you experienced where everybody gets hurt.
Yeah.
And I'm knocking on wood for everybody because I don't want to see anybody get hurt.
Yeah.
Remember, I'm going to assume that Deion taped the New Heights podcast at the end of last week. It was dropped on Monday.
Right.
But it had to be taped ahead of Cleveland shocking the Green Bay Packers. So I assume he was talking about the 0-2 Browns. But Deion said, I have a prediction to make. I don't know if he had inside information with that prediction. He does know Jimmy Haslam, the owner, and Shedeur's only hope in Cleveland is that the owner wants some kind of publicity splash at some point in the season, because that's why the owner stepped up and insisted that his coach and GM step back and take Shedeur Sanders, because they had no use for Shedeur Sanders. Trust me, no use. It's why they took Dylan Gabriel 50 slots ahead of Shedeur. 50 slots. They took another rookie quarterback that you watched at Oregon, that I watched a whole lot at Oklahoma. And as I've always said about Dylan Gabriel, I think he's a little better than Tua. They played the same way. He's 5'11", 205-ish, built stocky like Tua, nice arm, accurate, but he ain't Shedeur. Shedeur is very special to me, and if Shedeur were starting right now for the Cleveland Browns, I think they'd be the talk of the league, because here's the issue. They did just beat the Packers because they have the number one defense in the National Football League. In yards allowed, they are number one. In rush yards allowed, they are number one. And all of a sudden, little Judkins started running the rock the other day. So if you gave Shedeur Judkins in that defense, I guarantee you he would be lighting it up because he was born and raised to be a starting quarterback in the National Football League. It's in his genes. It's in his bloodline. It's in his psyche. The league wanted to teach him and his father a lesson. That's why he fell to the 5th round. But the problem is Cleveland has the potential. As I look down the list, I could see him winning 7 or 8 games. Seriously, as I start looking at this, they got Miami at home. They go to New England. They could win those games. They go to the Jets. They could win that game. At Las Vegas, I don't know. I give them a shot. Tennessee at home, yeah, definitely. Then at Cincinnati, after what we saw Sunday, yep, I'd give them a shot there. And the 2 Pittsburgh games they're division rival games. So could they beat the Steelers? Yeah, they could. So all of a sudden, Flacco had a nice finish to the game the other day. He leads the NFL in pass attempts, which is he and Dak. They lead in pass attempts. So Stefanski loves Flacco. Stefanski obviously loves Dylan Gabriel. Stefanski loves Bailey Zappi, who he brought back and is on the practice squad, but I think he's really number 3 on the depth chart because Belichick took him and thought he was the next Brady and started him, 6 games in New England? Yeah. I think he went 4. No, it was 8 games. I think he went 4-4, and then he started 1 game for the Browns last year. Yeah. Well, he's there, and so how's Shedeur going to get a shot unless the owner steps in and just says, stop it? If they fall to, where they're like 2-12 or something, then maybe he'd say, let's just take a shot here and maybe take the stink off us. If they're really struggling, maybe take the onus off, take the blame off, and let's go fresh with Shedeur, almost in a way like Jaxson Dart for us. So that's the only way I see it. But if Stefanski stays in charge, it's going to be over his dead body that Shedeur is going to play a real snap this year. That's just me.
I think if Prime said it, you're not coming on the biggest podcast. They like number 1, you know what I'm saying?
They are.
With their ratings and shit.
Yeah.
You're not coming on that podcast if you ain't got some intel, you know what I'm saying? So if Prime said it, I think it's going to happen. He got a nice little bug in his ear telling him that this is going to happen, you know what I'm saying, under some circumstances. So the Browns did win a game this past weekend, but it damn sure wasn't because of the quarterback play. Flacco threw for about 125 yards.
Until the very end, he did okay.
Yeah, he threw a nice little slant to the tight end.
He did.
Set him up for a field goal.
Yep.
Whoop-de-doo. There you go. Hey, there you go, Flacco. Great throw, Flacco. He made 1 throw all damn day. So, I mean.
Playing a tough defense, though.
He got a good defense. The defense is why they won that game.
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't, y'all was 4 of 13 on 3rd down. That wasn't the reason you won the game, you know what I'm saying? So I say Flacco, his next 2 games is the Lions and the Vikings. I think they get braced by the Lions. The Vikings struggling at quarterback, but they got a damn good defense.
I'll make a quick prediction. I bet the Lions will have a hard time bouncing back off that emotional win last night, and they'll win the game, but I'll bet it'll be closer than you think it will be.
Oh, yeah, that's the NFL, though. I mean, the NFL, a close game is 1 or 3 point win. A blowout
defense, as you know, it's a long, hard day against that defense.
It is. But I think that offense from the Lions, they ready for a long, hard day. You know what I'm saying? Them good veterans, they ready for a long, hard day. So I think after the Lions game, after the Vikings game, Flacco 1-4. At 1-4, it's time to sit down, Flacco.
Okay.
I think Flacco's done. And then Dylan Gabriel comes in. Dylan Gabriel got the Steelers, the Dolphins, the Patriots, the Jets, the Ravens. I think out of them 5 games, he get him 1 win. He take 1. You got to go to.
You think only 1 win out of those?
You got to go to Pittsburgh. You got to go to New England. Them tough places to get wins, period. I don't care what their team look like. If you got to go there and get a win, the crowd play a big part.
You don't play for the Patriots anymore.
I know that, but I spent a lot of time there, and no matter what, who their quarterback is, that's a tough place to play. It's going to be a dogfight if you go in there. So I just see Dylan Gabriel going 1-4 in his 5 games. Now, if you 2-8, the season is over. What do we do now, Skip? We give the city.
Right. Yeah.
At this point, we give the city what they want, right?
Okay.
What the city want? They want
what
Shedeur.
the nation wants. Seriously.
The whole nation.
Yeah.
So my prediction, week 12.
Okay.
Week 12.
Week 12 versus the Raiders. That'll be Shedeur's first start. We'll see. That's a good game to put him in. It's not an overpowering team. You know, we 2-8 at this point. You start Shedeur, see what he can do.
Okay,
He's going to come back to Cleveland with a win.
Deion and Shedeur did have dinner with Jimmy Haslam, the owner, before the draft. So maybe they text, maybe he's got a little inside info from the guy who counts.
The guy who matter.
Yeah.
It's Deion Sanders. I promise you, he probably talks to everybody in the league. Like he knows everyone.
Deion not going on no podcast.
Yeah, he's not going to lie about that.
He's going to get his start. He's going to get his op. Bro, he's not going to do himself like that, man. He know what time it is, man. He know everybody in the league. Man, he plugged in. He know what time it is. It's probably some circumstances behind it.
If he knows everything or is talking to people, and he passed up on Philly and Baltimore, right?
Well, he didn't pass up. He let Shedeur make his own decisions, man. I talked to Prime.
And then
FaceTime.
if he talked to the Browns and he's like, okay, they weren't planning on sitting, and then Shedeur gets listed as QB4.
But he knew at this point.
He knew that?
Yeah, he knew that. At this point, bro, it's free agency time now. It's 5th round. Teams are on my phone. It's free agency time now. Where you want to go, where you feel like you can go, take a job at. You know what I'm saying? And that's the decision. Shedeur made that decision himself. He let Shedeur make his own decisions. You know what I'm saying? Shedeur made that decision. He felt like he can go to Cleveland and earn something there. He didn't feel like he can go to Philly and take Hurt's spot. He didn't feel like he can go to the Ravens and take Lamar's spot. He felt like if I went to Cleveland, before this thing is over with, I got to opt to play. And I think he made a good decision because he will have opt to play.
And I agree with that. That's what makes me feel a little bit better. We talked last week. I said, I would have liked to see him go to Baltimore and develop. I didn't know if the Cleveland decision was on him or he just got picked by them. But the fact that he made that decision, then I feel a little bit better about that. I think we'll see both rookies this year. I do. I agree with Aqib. I think, although they won against Green Bay the other day, the offense didn't look great. If the offense keeps struggling, even if they sneak by on some of these wins, I think it's going to be time for them to see what they have in both Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. I just hope that they give Sanders the same opportunity that they give Gabriel. And to your point, you're saying, okay, Flacco goes out if they're 0-4, 1-4, whatever it is. They throw Gabriel in, he loses a couple games, then they put Shedeur in at 2-8, or even worse, say they get to 2-10. I just worry if they throw him in that situation, the team is already going to be checked out, right? The season's over. We got nothing to play for. Towards the end of the year, you're dealing with some injuries. They might not be at full strength. I just worry that they throw him in there, and if he struggles, they say, see, look, I told you he's not going to play well, and they use that as an excuse, and he's not given a fair shot. Yeah. That's the biggest thing I worry about. But what I do feel good about this, and after I talked about it the other day, you have to remember, Shedeur Sanders is built for this type of situation. I mean, he went to Jackson State, and he turned that program around. Yeah. He went 23-3 as a starter. Then he went to Colorado. I followed Colorado for a while. That program is historically bad. I mean, they had one winning season in the last 17 years before he got there. They were 1-11 before Coach Prime and Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders got there, and in just 2 years, he led them to a 9-win season. So he knows what it takes, and that was their first year in the Big 12, too. That was a tough conference that year. He knows what it takes to turn an organization around, so I believe that he can handle that type of situation. My biggest worry is that, to your point, is he's not being developed the right way now, being QB3 or QB4, whatever it is, getting some of those scout team reps, but he's not working with the ones. He's not running the offense at all, and then we get to week 14, and everything's going downhill, and they say, all right, Shedeur, here's your chance. Go prove everyone that you can be the guy, and it doesn't work. And Stefanski and the Browns, who maybe didn't want him, say, see, I told you so, and he's not given that fair opportunity. That's my biggest worry in this situation.
I think he does end up playing, and obviously there are a lot of factors to think about here, but historically, I feel like Cleveland has been a team that has normally leaned on their defense. And it kind of creates a lane for a rookie quarterback to go in there and, kind of do his thing. Like, I feel that both, like you guys said, both the young quarterbacks will play, but I think in the end, Shedeur will be the guy. And I just feel like, and kind of what Skip was saying, he's made for this. I think that mentally, and he has a psyche for it. It'll be interesting to see these next stretch of games, like he was saying, to see what that's going to look like, but I do believe that he'll be in there playing. I think he'll do a really good job.
Agreed.
Well, I want to talk last night's game because that was a game. So Lamar Jackson, though, was sacked 7 times. Derrick Henry had his 3rd fumble of the season, not something we're used to seeing from Derrick Henry. Skip, for the
Yeah.
second Monday Night Football game, and you hit the
Yeah.
winner score right on the
I
nose.
did. 38.
38.
I said 38-35 is
You did.
38.
You're
Yeah.
on a run right now. So
But I also said that Tampa would win at Houston 20-17. It was 20-19.
Yeah.
Close enough.
dang.
Uh,
So,
you
Give me a
Skip.
little
Hey.
credit.
Yeah.
You Skip, man. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing, Skip.
so Skip, what's the biggest reasons that the Lions pulled it off last night?
This was as fascinating a football game as I ever tried to figure out. The harder I looked at it, Detroit beat Baltimore every way you can beat Baltimore. They outplayed them in every critical way, and they outcoached them in every critical moment, and they outclutched them in every turning point of the game. And when I'm looking at, you drove it at Baltimore, 98 yards for a touchdown and 96 yards for a touchdown? You're kidding me. You drove it, and I get it that Matabike didn't play and Van Noy didn't play, but still, the Ravens defense got driven on, like driven it down their throat. They gave up 224 yards rushing. I know one was 70 yards that Montgomery got, but still 224 to 85. So here's the turning point, and you obviously mentioned it, and we'll get deeply into it. But so Detroit has 3rd and 5 from its 40-yard line. This is 8:48 left in the game. And Jared Goff made one mistake all night, to me, I don't know if you'll agree, but he broke the pocket and ran straight ahead, and he's not much of a runner, and instead of stopping Cole, like coming to a jump stop and setting his feet, he tried to throw it while he's kind of falling sideways.
Awkward.
And he's got Khalif is just standing out in the flat like, here, we got the first down. Just flip it to me. You could underhand it to him. And he dirtballed it. And I was just shocked by it because I thought, uh-oh, they finally made a mistake. And they punted away. And I immediately tweeted, now Baltimore's going to go win this game. Because it just felt like everything swung. So they get it 1st and 10 at the 20. And I'm thinking, here they go. It's 28-24 Detroit at this point. And it happened again. And it happened to a really good guy, a really class guy with high character, a guy who's really hard on himself, and he stood tall in the locker room and took the fall, took all the blame. He's his harshest critic. He is all the above. But it happened again. And it was such a weird play to me because here's the problem with Derrick Henry now. As we saw in the goal line stand at the end of the first half, he just doesn't hit the hole very hard. And I'm not saying he's tiptoeing. It's just he kind of whispers into the hole. But if you give him a crease and he can unfurl and unleash and unwind a little bit and get going and hit top speed, well, 28 yards for a touchdown will happen. Or like at Buffalo, he went, he went 46 for that touchdown that made it 40-25. And then right after that, what happened? The same thing happened. So this time, he's kind of, easing into the line of scrimmage. And Aiden Hutchinson had rushed upfield because you got to keep Lamar in the pocket. So he's doing his upfield rush, big wide rush. And Derrick kind of eases inside of him and forgets he's back there. And Aiden's not going to quit on a play. He's a try-hard guy. And so he comes 1,000 miles an hour, hammers the ball out.
Yep.
And you got to have the presence to remember the D end is behind you. And so there's danger coming from behind you. And it just completely takes the air out of the stadium, out of the Ravens, out of their defense. And to me, that was the turning point, as well as that goal line stand. Remember, they have it 1st and goal at the 3 at the end of the half. And they go, Derrick Henry, nowhere. Derrick Henry, nowhere. Derrick Henry, nowhere. And on 4th down, Lamar tries to roll and look, and he winds up fumbling. They get the ball all the way out at the 20. They're going to have to do something different because they got a stable of backs who are really good. Justice Hill is really good. Ali is good, and that Keaton Mitchell is really. They're going to have to do something else because he cannot establish the run. So last night, Derrick Henry, if you look, he wound up with 12 carries for 50 yards, but one was 28 yards for a touchdown. So he went 11 times for 22 total yards on 11 carries. It's not good enough. You got to get somebody in there who can bang it up and get you 4 or 5 yards a crack. And I don't know, at 31, year 10, I don't know if he's that guy anymore. I don't know if he's a run establisher anymore. I just don't see him hit the hole with any authority on short yardage plays where I say, ooh, that's unstoppable. He doesn't, I know he's 6'2", 250, but he doesn't look unstoppable to me anymore. Wow. And now that he's fumbling in crucial moments, that's his 3rd loss, but it was 2 in the 4th quarter, after he had 2 in his whole career in the 4th quarter. Now he's got the demons in his head. So to me, that was the turning point, and Detroit just leaped all over it and took advantage. You want to go?
I agree with you, though, Skip. I don't like how he hitting the hole either. It's at 260, you say 260,
whatever. Yeah.
Hey, you got to score from the one, bro.
You just got to.
You got to just run something over and just turn sideways, close your eyes, and just go.
Yeah.
I think he's too high, or I don't know. I can't tell that man how to run the ball.
Yeah.
But it just don't look physical enough to me.
No.
I don't think it looked physical enough to Lamar. The faces and grunts and everything he was making last night, he was almost like, bro, why are we calling this?
I know,
what we
because
doing?
if you put the ball in his hands on 1st and goal, 2nd and goal, I'll bet he gets it in the end zone.
Man, I'm like, with that big old O-line, man, put Derrick Henry behind him and push that shit in. Like, what we doing here?
Bingo.
But I think the key to the game for me was the Lions run game, man.
Yeah.
Hey, if you run the ball that easy, if you got 225 yards rushing, one back with 70, one back with 150, 2 touchdowns apiece, your 150 back average 12 yards a carry. If you put on that kind of display on a Monday night game, that's easy work right there, man. The defense don't got to do much. The offense don't got to do much, man. And that's going to be the key to the game. Any game you come out and run the ball that easy, it's going in with a W. I don't care what the situation, the fumble, the non-fumble.
Yep.
Hey, y'all going to lose this game. And the way Montgomery was seeing them holes last night, they almost just told Gibbs, hey, Gibbs, come on. He cooking, bro. Let Montgomery cook, bro. He was seeing, his vision was on an all-time high last night, and he was cooking, man. So I feel like the 2 new pieces to that line, Ratledge, Montgomery, Ratledge, Mahogany.
Yeah.
I feel like they finding their way now. They finding their way right now, man, and that O-line is coming together right now. So I love how Detroit is running the football right now, man. Hey, easy work, you run the ball that good.
Yeah, I mean, I think the run game for sure, but then also just in the trenches, right? Like, when you start a game, it's about winning in the trenches and going there, have 7 sacks, you're on the road, just dominating them. Like, that's what it's all about. And I think the Lions proved that, like, their style of play, punching you in the mouth, being physical is portable. Like, if you can do that right now, 3rd, 4th game in the season, and continue that, they're going to be dangerous, man.
Yeah, I think this game came down to 3 things for me. The first, I agree with both of you, the run game. I mean, that just takes the air out of the stadium. When you're on the road, 224 yards rushing, 6 yards per carry, just over and over. And it wasn't like it was a couple short yardage runs. It was 10 on 1st down, 8 on 1st down, 8 on 1st down, 10 on 2nd down. That is killer for a defense. So they did a good job there. I mean, Zachary Orr and this Ravens defense is in trouble right now. They got to figure some things out. I know they got to get back healthy, but that was tough to watch last night. The second thing, and I think was very important, was you got to give credit in the game ball to Kelvin Shepard, the defensive coordinator for the Lions. He stepped up big time. He had a perfect game plan. I know Lamar came out and threw the ball well and had some big plays in the first half, but the turning point in this game, and this is kind of going to your point, was the Ravens come out and they go down and score, right? And it feels like, okay, the Ravens take the lead. This is what they need to do. They're going to explode in the second half. But after that, they go punt, field goal, fumble, which changed the game, and then they go punt again. What does that do for your offense? That allows you to go take a lead. Now they go up by 14, and it changes the entire momentum of the game. He also did a great job with those 7 sacks. It wasn't just because, we called great plays. They were disciplined. I guarantee you that whole week, they overemphasized rush lanes. Hey, Lamar likes to do this. We're going to watch film over and over. We're going to spend a little extra time this week in the film room. He likes to get up and out this way. He likes to break the, contain that way. We're going to be disciplined with our rush lanes, and that paid off big. 7 sacks in that game against Lamar Jackson. That is unbelievable. I don't think that's happened for a long time.
Well, it's the most he's been sacked.
Yeah, and I think the last time was in college against Kentucky. He had 11 sacks or something, but that's impressive for them. And then the final thing, I know he didn't do much, but you got to give credit to Jared Goff and also Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell is the type of head coach you want to play for. You know why?
Yeah.
Because as a quarterback, he trusts you. on 4th down in crucial situations, he's going to go for it, and he's going to put the ball in the quarterback's hands. And Jared Goff did a great job of taking advantage of those situations. I know he didn't have to do a ton because the run game was working, but he made some big-time throws to Sam Laporta on 3rd down. He made that great throw to Amon-Ra on 4th down. He led, a 67-yard drive, 18 plays, 98-yard drive for 11 minutes, and then he led a 96-yard drive and a 70-yard drive to put the game away. And you may think, okay, that's hurting the defense, but who that's really hurting is Lamar Jackson on the sideline.
Yep.
They get out of rhythm, and they struggle. And I've been in games before where you play a run-heavy football team, and you're sitting there, because that's 11 minutes game time, but in reality, you're sitting over there for about 25, 30 minutes.
No doubt.
And Mercedes knows your legs start getting cold.
Yeah.
You lose that rhythm, so that was huge for them. Both teams had their chances in the red zone, but the Lions made the most of it in this game.
So the 4th and 2 play,
Yeah. Perfect.
there's the 2-minute timeout, obviously.
Yeah.
And I'm curious what you guys thought, because you knew Dan Campbell, you have to go for it because it's your culture, it's your motto. It's
You on the road?
Yeah. But it's just who you are. And yet, it was intriguing to me because are you saying to your defense you can't stop them? You can't stop Lamar? Like, is that why you're going to go for it at your own 49-yard line? If you're on the defense, are you saying, damn, like you don't want to punt? You could punt them back to the 10 or 15, right? And then defense, take over.
Right. But it's Lamar, though. So if I'm on defense, it's 4th and 2, I'm probably like, bro, man, get that shit, man. Let's go, man.
All right,
Toting it on their ass already, right?
All right.
They probably going to load the box and think it's a run. Action, man, get this shit right now in this game. We get it right now, it's over with. I play defense. I respect that, bro. We playing Lamar. We did this good to this point. I don't want us to go back out there and be the reason why we let Lamar come down and do Lamar things and strike us and tie it up. In this thing right now, don't even give him a shot. And I respect that.
I'm glad you said that, too, because that's exactly what they did, thinking, hey, we're going to load the box and run it.
Exactly.
You see Amon-Ra St. Brown, this is textbook. Amon-Ra points at Humphrey because his job on that normally on those power plays is most dangerous man or that forced defender.
Yeah.
So you see Amon-Ra before he motions and goes, yeah, I got him. Humphrey hears that and thinks, all right, this is a forced block, and then they run play action perfectly. That's why he's looking in the backfield.
If you a student of the game like myself, right?
Yeah.
True.
Every time they inserted that receiver to block, Amon-Ra St. Brown was on the sideline all game. It was Khalif Raymond all game. Now on 4th and 2, St. Brown is in. Now you gonna come insert block on 4th down? Like, the lead would have said, hell, you ain't blocking, bro. Let me keep my eyes on this guy. But everybody ain't lead.
So the play, he starts in motion, but only goes one big step in motion.
Yeah.
And then that Tesla, who's their 3rd-round rookie, he's like a tight end, but he can run. But he blocks down and almost serves as a little bit of shield or camouflage where Marlon Humphrey's not sure, what are you doing? Are you going to block?
Like
and all of a sudden he comes right off his hip. And he comes on Humphrey so fast that he's going to get a step. And he got a step, and you want to talk about a sweet throw.
Yeah. Humphrey had to grab on. He got a flag on the
play,
too.
Yeah. And that's Johnny Morton, though. I mean, the big question was Ben Johnson left. What are they going to look like? I mean, they had
Morton had plays
that in his bag.
He was in his bag.
The reverse little option to
crazy
Gibbs by
plays,
Amon-Ra. I mean,
hey.
but that right there, Skip, that's a great point that you see that is that's what they're trying to disguise. Is all right, hey, Humphrey's a little bit inside. They got a safety down low. Come down. Just take one big step, move in. You're not running a route. I just need you to block. And then, boom, we fake it and go. But back to your original question, I see that maybe as the opposite. I think Dan Campbell thinks if we don't get it here, even giving them a short field, I still trust our defense right now with how they're playing that they're going to get a stop regardless.
Well, that's what Aiden said to Lisa Salters after the game. Because she asked him, she didn't use the word offended, but did you not like it that he said, I'm going for it? Was it any slight on the defense? And Aiden said, no, I took it as a compliment because he's saying if we miss,
my defense is going to get a stop.
Right?
I agree with that. I think that's what the reason was.
Yeah, I mean, it came down to just the trust, right? And they had already been whooping them up and down the field as far as the run game. And obviously that pass play was, off the run game. So
great point.
That's really how you, when you install short yardage and goal line, we're gonna make things look the same. And it was just the confidence in them to go out there and get it done. And when they were going for it, I had no doubt that they were gonna get it. Just by the complexion of the game and the tone, it made sense to me.
Yeah, they had so much confidence, and you had told us when you first saw on the couch, you had the Lions in the Super Bowl. Then they played the Packers. We were like a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
Now I feel like we're seeing the Lions again.
Yeah.
They've got some confidence.
Hell
but
yeah.
then on the ladder, we've got the Ravens. So I thought the Ravens were going to be in the Super Bowl. They were looking really good, and now I don't know. I want to ask about the Ravens and the Chiefs this weekend. Okay, two teams previously, obviously very dominant teams. One of those teams is going to end this week 1-3. So I want to ask, Aqib, which team falls to 1-3, Chiefs or Ravens?
I gotta say the Ravens.
Wow.
Gotta say the Ravens, man. Hey, you get out what you put in. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this how you start. When your quarterback is not present in OTA, hey, man, this what it looked like.
You've been saying
tough.
that.
I've been saying that. It's tough. The vibe ain't there. You see, they calling plays and the faces that Lamar making, and like I just don't like the grunts and the grunts. The vibe is not where it needs to be for the Ravens.
But is the vibe there with the Chiefs right now?
I mean, I feel like the Chiefs is more. Oh, we don't have our guys.
Yeah.
Everybody's gone. It's more than, and they still finding ways
Kelsey
to win.
and Mahomes aren't vibing either right now.
But that's just their relationship to me. I mean, hey, you good? He pat him on his chest, throwing the ball next series. I just feel like, man, the vibe is off with the Ravens right now. The Chiefs is playing solid defense. The Ravens playing bad defense. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the Chiefs, they might find their run game this week at home against the Ravens. They might, it's lost, but they might find it this week. I just can't pick the Ravens. I can't pick them again in a big game with them playing defense like that. I just won't pick them again. And Chiefs at home, that's another tough place to play. I tell you, the toughest places to play, Skip. The Chiefs, they top 5. It's hard to go get a win there. I don't care what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? If Patrick Mahomes is under center, it's going to be a tough place to play.
Did you ever win a game there as a visitor?
Hell yeah.
Yeah? Hell yeah.
Hell
Come on now,
Skip. It ain't that hard now.
What do
With
you
that
remember?
2015 Broncos defense.
Oh, okay.
But it went down to the wire. We got a turnover for a touchdown at the end that basically won that game. So it still was a 38-35 type football game. But the Ravens 1-3 the last 4 games versus the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? They kind of struggle with the Chiefs, you know what I'm saying? And going into Kansas City, playing defense the way you playing, I don't like it. I don't like it.
I agree. I think that with Baltimore, it's more systemic, and I feel like they have issues they got to get right. I feel like the offensive line, especially after last night, they got to figure that out so that Lamar's not running around like a pedestrian and all types of danger. I think Kansas City is more so, waiting for the guys to get back from injuries and things like that, but I think they'll be fine. Baltimore scared me last night.
But the Chiefs aren't going to have those players back this weekend.
Yeah.
So
they got enough.
Yeah, I think like you talked about the energy, the vibe. Like I just feel like the Chiefs. If I had to bet on it, it'd probably be the Chiefs getting it done. Baltimore, what they showed me last night, I don't know. I don't get it.
damn, Baltimore starting 1-3. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, both teams. I mean, I think the Chiefs will be fine, but I don't think they'll be fine in this game. I think the Chiefs are the team that falls to 1-3. I mean, Baltimore has the #1 scoring offense right now in the NFL.
They do.
They're 31st though in scoring defense, so that's an issue, and we'll get there in a second. But they still have Lamar Jackson. They still have Derrick Henry. I know he's had a fumble issue, and that's 3 games, 3 fumbles, but he's still one of the best running backs in the NFL. Even if he doesn't look like it right now, Lamar Jackson's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. I guarantee you those Spags are going to have a great game plan. He's going to watch that tape against the Lions. They're going to pressure all night. They're going to focus on rush lanes. They're spending extra time punching the ball out with the dummy this week. They're going to have one guy come wrap up, hold him up. The next 3 or 4 guys in there come punch that football out. But even with that, I still think the Ravens' offense is too powerful for the Chiefs. I think they're going to figure out how to get things going. Now, on the other side of the ball, I am worried about this Ravens defense. There is some serious issues. And like I mentioned, Zachary Orr, their defensive coordinator, they've got to do some soul searching. They got to figure some things out because it's going to be a long year. They'll get healthy, get some guys back, but you still have some key players on that defense right now, and you're struggling against some very good football teams. They got to get that turned around, but I do believe the Chiefs are in a worse situation on offense than the Ravens are on defense. Right now you have guys that are injured. It just looks different. It doesn't feel as explosive we're used to seeing. And that security blanket's always been what? all right, a guy might be gone here, Tyreek Hill leaves, this guy might leave, this guy might be hurt, but we still have Mahomes and Kelsey. And right now, that's not their security blanket.
No.
They're off, their timing's off, they don't look comfortable. I know we talked about Kelsey and Andy Reid getting into it a little bit. I love that, getting them fired up, but that is some frustration as well. And things aren't looking like they're used to looking. Patrick Mahomes is struggling this year, and you can just tell that he's not playing with that same swagger, that same confidence. And I don't think it's because he doesn't have confidence in himself. It's the guys around him right now.
Yeah.
You see him double clutching and throwing some passes backwards because Pacheco's going, behind the line of scrimmage, and then he's missing Kelsey wide open. I mean, 59% completion percentage, and more importantly, he's only averaging 6.4 yards per completion right now. That is the worst in his entire career.
How many points are they averaging this year?
On offense right now?
Yeah.
What, around 20?
24.
24? Okay.
Like, come on, bro. Them winnable games.
No, I agree.
With all that being said, they dropping 24 points a game.
Okay, but they're 21st in the NFL in scoring.
Yeah, and their bottom half.
That's 24 points.
And they're also bottom.
But 24 points, then bad teams that separate themselves go down to 14 and 15.
But the Ravens are averaging the Ravens are averaging 40
have?
points right now. That's the thing, is like, I don't know if they can keep up on offense. That's my biggest issue. And Mahomes also has the worst quarterback rating he's ever had since he's become a starter. He's just struggling right now. And I'm not saying that Mahomes is washed, and I'm not saying that the Chiefs aren't going to bounce back. But with these injuries, I hope Xavier Worthy's going to be back. I know he practiced last week. He's kind of day-to-day right now. But with these injuries, you can just tell that Mahomes doesn't feel confident in these guys. And then Kelsey starts struggling. That's been his security blanket. That's what's won them these games. And against the Eagles, they were off on a crucial play. And you can argue that lost in the game. Last week, they got away with it because it's the Giants, but they missed some easy completions. And he has 4 catches for 24 yards?
Yeah.
That's not the winning culture that we've seen from the Chiefs. So I do think they'll be all right, but I think the Ravens find a way to win this one.
I'm with you.
Okay.
But I'm with Lamar. I just root for him because I think he's really, really good at everything he does.
Yeah.
And last night, he was actually really, really good. He threw for almost 300, 3 touchdowns, no picks. And even QBR, Jared Goff got him just a little bit. It was 73 to 69 because of the 7 sacks. But he didn't have Likely, and so he's struggling a little bit. He's trying to make things happen because he knows the defense can't make anything happen. Like you're trying to do a little too much, and he's getting frustrated with the play calls on the goal line, and the body language is not great. I give you that. And I give you this. The Ravens are on pace to be the worst defense in 5 years in the National Football League if they stayed on this pace of yards allowed. Well, they're 415 yards a game that they're allowing.
I don't like Patty versus that.
Okay, that's horrendous.
Not right now.
But,
oh my God!
And I just looked. Worthy is expected to play this week,
Yeah,
so
he should.
they're going to have Worthy back.
But maybe Van Noy will play, maybe Matabike will play.
Yeah.
But here's the point. You did pick Detroit to go to the bowl.
Yep.
Did you have them winning? I think you did.
Yep.
Over Philly.
I had the Bengals, but
Bengals, I did too, yeah.
I got to change that.
All right.
No matter how this weekend goes.
No,
Fair enough.
you can't change it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Riding with Brownie.
You still have some hope in you?
Hey, that stem cell go a long way now.
He's got a little hope for the
Stem
Bengals.
cells. I got to get me some stem cells. So, is it possible that last night was just about Detroit? Is it possible that Johnny Morton is even better than Ben Johnson was? Because when you look at Johnny Morton's pedigree, he's coached under all the greats, man. I mean, Sean Payton and back to USC days, wasn't he under Sark for a while? And John Gruden, and he's been all around at big places doing big things. I think he finally got his shot, and he shot it.
Put it on tape.
Yeah.
Okay? And that little play they ran down on the goal line on 4th and 1, I loved it because, I don't know, have you guys seen it? I hadn't seen it before.
Never.
Oh.
I
I thought they were going to run a slide route to Amon-Ra and fake him it and go out the back door.
Yeah, I don't know if the Chiefs maybe have done
Something
a variation
like
of
Yeah,
it.
they have.
Down
Something
the
like
line.
that, but I think the Chiefs have done it in a way that just more window dressing, and they end up getting to that play.
Okay.
But last night, I was like, wow, like that was pretty cool the way they,
On 4th and 1, you could call that.
Come on, man.
He's going to
They're playing
hand it.
around.
He's going to hand it nose up
Perfect.
to Montgomery.
It's
so
the little
he could
stuff, Skip.
Yeah.
It's the little stuff.
Okay. It was sweet, man.
It was.
And I was like, whoa, that was slick. That was sick. You
Yeah.
know, like that.
Yeah.
That was. And I think when you pull something off like that, the Ravens are like, damn. You know, like they got us. They outcoached us. We didn't see that coming. Obviously, you don't prepare for that because they said they had it on the table for several weeks, and Gibbs was saying, why don't we ever run it? Well,
you sit on some of these gadget. That's what they call them, gadget or trick type plays. You'll sit on those for
We'll
years
practice them
sometimes.
every week.
Yeah.
Twice a week.
Yeah.
Telling you.
But we'll bring it out
Just
10
when you
weeks.
need it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Exactly when you need it.
My point is it possible that last night Baltimore was at the wrong place at the wrong time against Detroit, just the way Detroit was at the wrong place at the wrong time
Against Packers.
against the Packers.
Could be.
To open, right? And is it possible that was all about Detroit just exploding? Because they already exploded on the Bears. They hung
They looked
52 on the
nice.
Bears, right? 51 or 2? Was it
52.
52. Yeah, 52 on the Bears. And then, boom, 38 last night. Okay? So I just believe in Lamar. I believe in his ability to win football games. And I'm with you. Patrick ain't Patrick. And I'm not saying he's done or anything. I'm just saying he's eroded over the last 2 years and 3 games. It's not the same. I can just show you the numbers scream at you. He's not what he used to be. And he may be not what he used to be. The line, he always gets a pass and excuse because of the offensive line. But Patrick has victimized, he's self-destructed because he does hold the ball trying to throw the home run, and he takes sacks and he runs around and he's going to pump fake a lot, and then he's dinking and dunking, and it's not as explosive, it's not as efficiently explosive as it used to be. I just think Baltimore will be a slight favorite from what I saw last night.
Probably.
So I I love Baltimore before the season started because so did who didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to argue. You can argue against Lamar in the postseason, but not in the regular season.
Let me text baby right now. Hey, red and white Air Force lows. Patrick Mahomes
getting his walkout.
Jersey from.
I will say
We do have a split though. Are we split?
Yeah, we are split. But you have to acknowledge, and I'm not making excuses for the Ravens defense. Aqib, obviously, you watched that defense last night, and then I doubt you saw a lot of positives, especially up front and in the secondary. But we can't act like they didn't play the Lions and they didn't play the Bills in week 1.
Yeah.
That's tough. I mean, you played 2 of the best offenses in the NFL.
That's the Chiefs, the
in
same.
week 1 and 3. I don't think the Chiefs.
Not right
I
now.
think the Chiefs are going to be all right.
The Chiefs played the champs, and they played a 3-0 Chargers team. Like they played 2 damn good teams as
And
well.
the offense looked really bad in those games. They struggled. That's what I'm worried about. I mean, one of the games, Patrick Mahomes, I think, threw for 4 yards in the first quarter, and they couldn't get anything going until halftime, and it doesn't look the same.
And the Ravens' defense is on pace to be the worst ever in football.
I agree.
So one offense is looking okay, and one defense is looking terrible.
Right.
Like, I mean, hey.
But with that, but I think the difference maker in this is the Ravens' offense is averaging 40 points per game right now.
Yeah.
I don't think, even with how bad the Ravens' defense is playing, I don't think Worthy coming back might change it a little bit, but I still don't think it's enough to
Horton
keep up.
coming along, you know what I'm saying? He's starting to find Horton deep, like 2-3 times a game. Horton dropped one last game.
Taekwon Thornton.
Thornton.
Yeah.
But you had the Bengals in the Super Bowl. You're talking about a defense can't stop anything, but they could outscore on the offense, right? So that's what it's going to be an offensive game. Who's going to outscore on the offense?
Yeah.
I made that prediction with the Bengals adding guys to that D-line, being a little bit better than they was the previous year. So if they play defense the way they played the previous year, they're not going to go to this shit. They added a couple pieces, 2 or 3 pieces to that D-line.
But do you think the Ravens defense right now is worse than the Bengals defense?
It's just playing. Yeah, hey, the numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
But I will say, too, though, the Chiefs have not been able to run the football like the Lions have. And a big issue with this Ravens defense is the run game. They don't have that. Like Pacheco hasn't been great. Hunt hasn't been great. They don't have that explosiveness in the ground game like the Lions have had. So I think that plays a factor as well.
Okay, I'm going to remind you.
Okay.
The Baltimore Ravens were up 40-25 with 4 minutes left at Buffalo.
Yeah.
That's impressive. And at that moment,
40 in
I'm
the NFL
looking
is
at
impressive.
it. Huh?
What they do after that? What they started doing?
Don't matter.
They started the Raven.
Started to raven.
Raven's going to Raven.
Ravens,
Raven.
Okay, but it's hard to score 40 on Buffalo. Really, they scored 40 in just a little more than 3 quarters.
At Buffalo.
At
They're
Buffalo.
a good team. I'm not saying that offense is trash.
And then remember
Lamar, the
this.
best quarterback in the league.
Okay,
Is he
remember
him?
this. Cleveland goes to Baltimore in week 2 and loses 41-17. There was some blunders. There was turnovers.
Yeah.
Fluco was turning it over.
Yeah.
There was a block
Punt block,
punt.
yeah, they had a
Okay.
punt block.
Okay, I got it. But still, 41-17 on the same Cleveland Browns who went home and did a number on the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
So,
They're a hard team to
yeah.
on the Browns.
Okay, so best offense, worst defense. It's like a weird mix,
It
but
is.
but I'm going to take the best offense against a pretty good defense in Kansas City. It's top 10-ish. I think it's 9th in scoring, and Spagnuolo's good. You know, he's good,
he
and
is.
Chris Jones is really good, and Karlaftis is really good.
Yeah.
And they're very credible. They're respectable on defense. They're not dominating, but I think Lamar can go in there with a chip on his shoulder pads and just figure them out. And I think this is the week where he says, "I'm going to do this. Like I'm going to run it more. We need to run some more option." I think they'll weave in the other backs. They'll get the other backs. Those other backs. Listen, Keaton Mitchell is.
So they're gonna bench. Derrick Henry.
Reduced carries.
They're gonna bench
Reduced.
Derrick Henry and go get a dub.
Tough to believe.
With Lamar.
Bench Derrick Henry, go get a dub.
Okay. Well, did you like the way Derrick Henry ran it last night?
Hell no, he got me
Hell.
like 9 fantasy points.
I know.
Damn,
There
Derrick.
you go.
I
Okay.
needed
Fumble got you,
25 for the win.
Yeah.
Well, something about Aqib is he just believes the Ravens are cursed because Lamar didn't put in the work in the preseason.
Hey,
So
man.
we'll find out this weekend. Chiefs,
Shout out what
Ravens.
you put in.
You also, though, said that there's something about playing against your old team, right? You've got a chip on your shoulder. You got a fire under you. So we've talked about Micah a little bit, but Aqib, you said Micah will bring the pain and leave a footprint this game. So explain.
It's just one of those games, man. This the team who traded you. He loved Dallas. He loved the fact that he was drafted by Dallas. He got to the city. He fell in love with the city. You know, he upstairs making handshake deals with the owner. Hell yeah, I want to be here.
Yeah.
You know, it ain't work out. You traded me to that cold hole in the wall in Wisconsin, man. Like,
Easy now.
you feel me? He don't want to be there. I mean, the cash make it better. The team make it better. But the city probably suck. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry, people in Green Bay.
Packers fans are coming for you, bro.
Yeah. the
God,
city
I love the
sucks.
Packers. But I'm sure he got a more than a chip on his shoulder, man. He's mad about that.
So you're saying he's going to take it out on Jerry by taking it out on Dak?
Not just when you
Okay.
play those kind of games, your energy is up. Your preparation week is impeccable. You know what I'm saying? You want to do so well this game. You do everything right. You know what I'm saying? It's that energy is going to be there right now. We know we like PFF, right? They got him rated. That's the 3rd best edge in the league right now. He's doing his numbers.
He is.
He
Pro
has
Football
balled every
Focus,
game
yep.
he's played. Now, if you take that and you crank it up a notch, I mean, that's Charles Haley, like, right? Like, the best.
Please don't go there.
I'm just saying, Skip. I'm just saying, if you crank Parsons up
You're
any
rate
notch,
baiting Skip right
it's
now.
going to be
Hey,
Von
we're
Miller.
going to get struck by lightning inside.
I'm just saying, Skip.
Yeah.
If he crank up any more than he's been playing, bro, that shit going to be amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you think there's going to be blood in the water? Like,
I think he make 3-4 splash plays. I think his team leave with the dub. Hey, man, what else can you do? That's the footprint that I'm talking about. You know what I'm
so
saying?
Dak Prescott is in danger, is what you're saying, right?
I don't know if he in danger, but, you know, sacks don't hurt that bad, do they, Cody? They don't really hurt like that.
Unless
Some of
you're
them
Joe
do.
Burrow.
You got
Some of them don't.
to take a couple sacks for
Exactly.
me, man. Yeah.
Burrow.
Joe Burrow,
Wait,
a little
wait,
fragile.
yeah.
Worse than everybody.
It's going to hurt. It's
You
going to
know
hurt.
my guy Joey B, man.
Hey, I'm just saying, I think it's a very impactful game, man. Pressures, sacks. I think this the game where he break out. He had more than one sack, you know. Tackles in the run game. He say he can't play the run. Y'all trading me because I can't play the run. Even Pro Football Focus got his run grade down. And I done watched every game, Skip. He's not playing bad against the run. So how does Pro Football Focus? I don't know how they grade, you know.
By the way, I got to say this. I love Daryl Johnston, who used to block for him at Smith.
Yeah, Moose.
Knew him well, Moose. But on the commentary the other day, he was doing the game, Green Bay at Cleveland,
Yeah.
and he said in the fourth quarter that Micah is also excellent against the run. I'm sorry, I'm calling you out, Moose. Like, Moose, that's just flat out, that's a lie.
Moose
That's
going
a
on
lie.
this year. This year he's been excellent against the run.
He's not excellent against
Man,
the
this
run.
year he's been starting with the Lions game.
Yeah.
He's been excellent against the run. PFF got his grade like in the yellow.
Oh, great.
I don't even say the numbers with PFF. It's blue, green, yellow. you feel me?
He's in the yellow.
I go by the colors. They
Micah,
got
They're
in
wrong.
the yellow,
They're wrong.
67.
Micah, meet Javonte Williams. That's who he's going to
But
meet.
nah, see, one of the Tylers, Tyler is there, but Tyler is down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you know how they like to
No,
move
we got
Parsons
2
around.
out of 3 Tylers are
They
down.
gonna line
Yeah.
Parsons' ass up right over that fresh meat right guard and let him go to work right there. So I just love how they use him. I love how they move him around, how they use him. I guarantee you he have a lot of snaps right in front of this right guard. The footprint gonna be there, Skip.
Yeah.
Mercedes, you spent 4 years in Green Bay.
5.
5.
Yeah.
Does the city
Oh,
suck?
that's a long
Does
time.
the city suck? Aqib
It's
say.
a little boring.
Yeah, it is.
All right, there you go. That's all I'm saying.
There we go.
It's a little
I
boring.
mean, I feel like the people there know that too. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's not nothing to do.
Yeah.
It's all about ball. During football games, there's nobody in the city.
Nope.
Everybody is out of their house. You're either in the stadium or you're tailgating across the street. Like, that's just how it is. But I think that is what makes it great.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it's like
But-
Buffalo.
To Aqib's point, like I feel like it's gonna be a big game, and I think not just the splash plays that he'll make individually, but the things that he does to cause offenses to do things because they have the game plan for him.
Yeah,
so
right.
whether it's changing protections, run schemes, like it's all about, you know how it is when you game plan, you're looking at the board and you're like, okay, these are the game wreckers. How do we take these game wreckers out, right? And like when you're putting together a game plan, you're literally, everything is to take this guy out. Okay, we can run these plays when he's on the field. We can run these set of plays when he's off the field. Like, just from that aspect alone, Green Bay is obviously the better team going in there, so that's going to create more issues and allow Micah to kind of do his thing because they have to worry about Green Bay's team as well. So, yeah, I'm with Aqib. I think Micah goes out there and has a great game, regardless if he has 3 sacks, 1 sack. He's going to just create issues, cause havoc, and it's going to be a good night for him.
By the way, where did you live in Green Bay? Did you live near the
At
stadium?
the stadium.
At the stadium? You just
Yo,
lived in your locker room?
know what?
Apartment at the stadium. Shit.
I am. I don't really like to commute like during the season.
Yeah.
I would love to be just right there where
Yeah.
I'm at. So if I could be at the stadium, I would have lived at the
Nah,
stadium.
for real.
Yeah.
But I was literally like 8 minutes away, like in De Pere. So it wasn't,
Okay.
it wasn't too far. Just no traffic.
Like an apartment?
Yeah, it was like a condo. Like the first couple years, I was in a condo trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And then I ended up just doing like a short-term lease, like the last 3 years. Like,
Yeah, you don't want to get no house there, Skip. You ain't gonna be there long.
Were you gone after the last game and did you
I'm
go
outta
back
there.
to LA?
I'm outta there. Like-
okay.
it was a situation. If I could leave without doing an exit physical, I'd be out of there. You know what I mean?
You don't want no house there, Skip.
Ready to
backing you
go.
up.
Hey, you don't want no house there, Skip.
No.
You was gonna be right after the season. You're out of there. You know what I'm saying?
Especially living in LA.
To his point, you got to do so much game planning for Parsons, and you got Rashawn Gary on the other side. He's a game wrecker.
And
You know what I'm
Van
saying?
Ness.
And
Van Ness. This is 7.5.
And
sack,
Devontae
9
Wyatt's got
sack.
2 sacks. He's got
Bro,
an ankle issue, but you got
They
multiple
blitz.
guys.
They blitz with what's your favorite linebacker? What's his name?
Edrin Cooper. Yeah.
Edrin Cooper,
I
man.
know.
Look,
No,
hey,
he's a bad
They got
man.
guys all over the place. So,
I got it.
hey, I feel
Yeah.
you. Whether it's a multiple sack game, his footprint will be all over this game.
On Dak Prescott.
Tasmanian
on
devil
Dak.
like.
Dak
Yeah.
will come out of the game with a big old footprint on
Yeah.
him, right? Micah's footprint.
Skip's
Go.
trying to set you up for some
I am.
clips right now.
Yeah.
Hey, just
Nah,
in
there's
case
some-
Dallas
there's some
wins,
tension today
they got the
between
clip.
us.
Hey,
Skip
clip
do,
that.
man.
They got
Hey.
the video ready. No, I agree with both of them. They said it perfectly. I will say this though. I don't think he's going to have as big of an impact on this game individually as you're saying because everything you said, the Cowboys know that. They've
Yeah.
been around him. Shoddy knows that, right? So they're going to go into that game,
Yeah, they
like
know.
Mercedes mentioned. Yeah, they're going to go tight end chip block, halfback chip block. We're going to take him out of the play when we throw the football down the field. When you have a player like that, you want to get to some more quick game, but I don't think the Cowboys can do that this week. They need to get out of that short game, what did you call it, Dink and Dak?
Yeah.
Dink and Dak
Dink and
to
Dak.
Ferguson.
Yeah.
We can't have 13 catches for 80 yards. We got to start, using threatening the vertical passing game. Get George Pickens down the field. Get Turpin a little bit more involved
Yeah.
in the deep passing game. So they aren't going to be able to live in that quick game world, but then that's where the chips come into play, where you leave Mercedes in to chip him real quick on the way out, or you leave a halfback in to help out. But then the other thing they're going to do, and He's been better against the run. I wouldn't say excellent, though. I watched the last couple of games. I think they're going to run Javonte Williams at him over
They will.
and over and
They
over,
will.
unless he's in on an obvious passing situation. But if he's in there on early downs, I think they're going to keep running the football at him. But with that being said, you guys said it perfectly. I mean, if you take Micah out of the game, you have Rashawn Gary. You have Lucas Van Ness.
Yep.
You have Devontae Wyatt, who's dealing with an ankle injury right now, and he's kind of day-to-day, but he has 2 sacks, which is second on the team.
Can I add one
you
more
have,
thing?
yeah, go for it.
Have
Yeah,
one
go
more
ahead.
thing, too.
When we played against Dallas and Micah was there, the way we attacked him was going at him.
Yeah.
Get him tired, beat him up. Obviously, I'm over there on the edge doing my thing, but like a guy like that, you don't want him at full energy, full strength, full anything.
Yeah.
And so it'll be interesting to see how the Cowboys come out. And obviously, like you said, they know him.
Yeah.
And that's going to be super interesting to see.
And see, Jeff Hafley is a good D coordinator, right? You don't think he know they're
Is
going
he?
to try to
Do
chip
we
him?
know that for sure? I don't know.
Yeah, I know Jeff personally, man.
All
He was
right.
my DB coach one time.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Oh, there
Where?
you go.
I know it's in Tampa.
Really?
Yeah, in
Oh,
Tampa. I dealt with Jeff a little bit.
All right, well, then you
was-
taught him everything he knows.
Nah, I ain't
right?
teach him shit. You know, he taught me a little something. I was a young goon then. I was just learning, you know. But Jeff he know they're gonna try to chip him right here. He know they're gonna try to chip him with a tight end, with a back.
Yeah.
He know what's going on. I mean, Cody, you know it, right? So you don't think Jeff know it?
No, 100%.
That's why you gonna move him around. That's what they've been doing a great job. Who you
They
gonna
do.
chip him with when he over this guard?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You have to insert-
when
you have to insert that
got
back
Edge,
in the B
when
gap.
you got Edge Cooper lined
Get a
up in the
little
A
wrist
gap, and you got Parsons right here on this guard, and you got Rashawn Gary next to him. What we do now?
I'm still chipping Parsons with insert the B gap by the back, get him a rib shot, and then get out.
Hey,
but then they
hey.
start twisting. No, there's
Hey,
100%.
I'm telling you,
you're
bro,
right.
it's
There's-
ways to
No, there
ways to
is.
stop them chips.
Yeah.
You don't think they used to know who Von Miller was on the edge? That shit ain't matter.
Yeah.
Wade used to dial that shit up, dial that shit up, man, and get Von one-on-one.
But you know how how you have to win this, and in this game for Dallas, you have to win on 1st and 2nd down. You can't live in 3rd and 8+. If you live in 3rd and 8+, that's when all that stuff starts to show up. If you can win on 1st and 2nd down, getting 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3 consistently, then you can start working the quick game, getting the ball out a little bit faster. The chips will be a little bit more effective, and they can't do too many stunts because the ball's out. And Dak Prescott has to have that, quick timer in his head this week to know. I guarantee you in this game, Dak's going to know. I know where number 1's at every single time.
Of course.
You got to know where he's at and where you're sending the protection, but still, you can help that by beating him with the throw.
All right. A few quick points before I flat out unleash on
ready.
this one.
I'm ready for this one.
Skip is ready.
Let me sit
So
back.
last
Yeah.
night, I'm texting with my man Lil Wayne, the world's biggest Packer fan. And so I just went for the throat and I said, Packers 35, Cowboys 10, Micah 4 sacks. And I thought he'd write back, oh, come on, give me a break. Like, you're trying to jinx us.
Yeah.
But he wrote back, that's right. Because that's what the world thinks is going to happen. 35-10, Micah gets 4. Dak gets footprints all over his jersey. His nice, I assume it'd be a white jersey. I don't know what they'll wear, but
Yeah, they probably wearing white at home.
probably white. Blue used to be the jinx. That's before your time. It used to be that's why I wore this today, because we're jinxed. All right, now to the jinx factor of yesterday. When I left here, I had no idea that not only is this guy gone, but my first-round rookie right guard is gone. I had no idea
Oh.
because nobody seemed to know until I start reading about it on the second-to-last play at Chicago on Sunday.
Yep.
Tyler Booker, after I've lost the center, Tyler Beebe, who's gone for like 6 weeks with a broken bone in his foot. I've lost Tyler Booker, the right guard, so I'm down 2 of the 3 Tylers in the middle. And I looked at the play. It was just this weird play where Miles Sanders runs up on him, second to last offensive play of a blowout, and falls into him and falls on the back of his leg. It's just like it's a 1,000,000,000 shot.
Yeah.
Yep.
It can happen, and it happened. So now Micah Parsons gets another great break because he gets to go to Dallas because they do. He likes to line up in the A or B gap. He likes to stand up in the gap, whichever one he chooses, and just pick the open lane and rush it up the middle. Well, now I'm down to my second string center and my second string right guard. It's like a super highway to Dak Prescott for Micah Parsons. So I give you all that. Now, before I get to my real point here, Jerry was asked a question yesterday that really pissed me off. and I don't want to call out the reporter or anybody in the media, but just as a longtime member of the media, it really infuriated me that anybody even asked this question. Jerry was asked if there's going to be a video tribute for Micah Parsons. A video tribute for Micah.
They're coming off of Luka.
What?
That's wild.
What?
Luka.
And the answer was pretty good for once from Jerry Jones, because I never trust him with a mic in front of him, because you never know what's going to spill out of that mouth. But he said, I don't think that's appropriate this way. Emmett was a different story. Was he? Well, Emmett came back as an Arizona Cardinal, which was pathetic to start with, but he came back having already set the all-time leading career rushing record.
Yep.
He's the greatest runner of the football in the history of the league, and he comes back to Dallas. Well, wouldn't you give him a tribute? I would. That makes sense. Plus, he's got 3 rings. He doesn't have 2. He doesn't have 1. He's got 3 rings.
Yeah.
That he returns to Dallas with, and he played a huge part in all 3 of those rings.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, tribute. Let's celebrate. Let's worship him. Whatever it takes, he deserves. Micah Parsons, he had 1 sack in 4 playoff games. 1 sack in 4 playoff games, and the only victory in those 4 was at your old stomping grounds at Tampa against a team that stole the division at 8-9 to get a home playoff game with a 45-year-old Tom Brady at the helm. And Micah, with 1:29 left in a 31-14 blowout, finally got to 45-year-old Tom Brady and got him on the ground. And that's his lone sack in 4 playoff games. The other 3 were no-shows. They were ghosting. They were Casper the unfriendly ghost. I couldn't find him in those games, especially against the team he used to play for, the Packers, who were up 27-0 at Dallas in a home playoff game as the 2 seed against the 7-seeded youngest team in the playoffs, Green Bay Packers. Okay, what's to celebrate? And then Jerry went on to say, and he's exactly right, I think Micah has enough welcome out there. Well, Cowboy Nation is like, damn you, Jerry, you gave him away to Green Bay. Well, okay, he did. I get that. And Green Bay is always, as a Cowboy fan, your team has always haunted me. It's like, it's always the worst case scenario. It has to be Green Bay. It's always Aaron Rodgers, or I go all the way back to way before your time, but the Ice Bowl, the championship games, the game at Green Bay that was like 50 below zero, and they played anyway, and Bart Starr sneaks it in, and you can't stop it because they're on ice, and the defensive lineman can't even get any foothold.
You got some scars.
Yeah, I got scars. I got deep scars on this because it's always Green Bay. So, okay, so now to Micah. So here he comes home, and he's going to show Jerry, and this is what I got for you. This is Micah Parsons. Every big stage game he ever played in, where it was a big deal at a big moment, at a big time, he no-showed. This is just me, why I don't miss him. He's not a leader. He's not a difference maker on a consistent basis. He's not a cold-blooded Charles Haley Memorial football killer. He doesn't have that Haley in him. He doesn't have Lawrence Taylor in him. I don't think he has Reggie White in him. But the world now sees him as a combination of LT and Reggie White and Charles Haley. And I don't get it because I never saw it in Dallas except in his rookie year. He would flash before people figured out how to attack him with the run game. Mm-hmm. And speaking of the Baltimore Ravens, they went in there last year. I've never seen anything like it before. They ran for 274 at Dallas last year with Micah completely healthy, playing every defensive snap. And I swear, I don't know exactly how he was doing it, but I swear Lamar is checking off to Micah whichever side he lined up on. And they're going to run the ball straight at him with either Derrick Henry or Justice Hill or Keaton Mitchell, whoever was in Ali, that just boom, boom, boom. It's 28-6 after 3 quarters. Micah's not a badass to me. So when you put him on this big stage on Sunday Night Football, it's your return. You're on. And he's a front runner. If you give him Green Bay against Detroit and Green Bay at home against Washington, where you get introduced last, Micah Parsons, and people are just like hysterical with joy that life has changed in Green Bay because Micah is now a Packer. They're going to win the Super Bowl. And I saw yesterday where Matt LaFleur said he was, quote unquote, pissed off because his left tackle said after the Washington game, yeah, I could see us going 17-0. He said, honestly, I could see us winning every game. And Matt LaFleur said, I'm pissed off that anybody in our locker room would say that because he's a win the next game kind of, he's the let's go 1-0, 1-0, 1-0 each week. Okay, I got it. Well, that's the hype around Micah. That's why I always said overhyped and ultimately overrated. He ain't that guy. He's not made of what you think he's made of. And I don't look. He should have the huge advantage. We're down 2 starters in the offensive line. I just don't think he will. I think he'll shrink under the pressure to do what you think he's going to do. But that's just me. That's the guy I've closely observed for a long time. I don't think he's that dude. I just don't. He's supremely gifted. I give you that. 250 and can fly. Okay, then let's see you rise and shine on Sunday Night Football with the world watching, because every play is going to be spotlight on number one. Well, let's see if he can be number one going home. You disagree?
We'll see. I don't think he Charles Haley. I don't think he Reggie White. I honestly think he's Von Miller. I think he is a new Von Miller, right? They same body type, same get off, and Von had to evolve too. He was young and raw in the league.
He was.
To be able to run at him, and by the time I got there, you couldn't do that to Von no more. You know what I'm saying? He started to become.
He put his footprints all over Cam in that Super Bowl.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And he started to be MVP Von Miller around that same age. You know what I'm saying? Year 4, year 5, year 6. So.
Would you say he's a cold-blooded killer, football killer?
Of course.
Von
is a killer, man. Of course. I've seen it myself. He used to have the same tags. Can't play the run. He's too small. He used to have the same exact tags as Micah Parsons, and he's now Von Miller. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I've seen it before. It's like I'm watching it all over again.
People say he was too small?
Who, Von? He was smaller than Parsons.
Yeah, I saw him at my golf course one day. He looked big to me. I mean, seriously, look. He looked like
both
250.
Yeah, I mean, Parsons 250.
No.
Yeah.
He on paper, he 250. I mean, probably 257.
Yeah.
Well, a big hell no on the tribute to Micah Parsons from Skip Bayless.
Thank
He said, absolutely not.
Yeah,
Let's move on to the Falcons, okay? They're starting 1-2, losing to the Carolina Panthers 30-0. They put Kirk Cousins back fourth quarter. So, Cody, our quarterback over here, is Michael Penix Jr. the future of Atlanta?
If I'm Atlanta, I hope he is. He has to be. I mean, you spend a top 10 draft pick on him in 2024 after you paid Kirk Cousins $180 million, and you turn around in that next draft and say, we're taking Penix Jr. with a top 10 pick. I mean, it has to work out.
They guaranteed Kirk Cousins $100 million.
Guaranteed. Yeah. And that's because we guarantee you're going to be the guy. And I'm just curious to know when that happened. Did they know? Because obviously Kirk didn't know. I wonder when they realized either we made a mistake paying Kirk, or they decided the whole time we're not going to say anything and we're going to go draft him. So it's crazy. I know it surprised a lot of people, myself included. But it didn't surprise me because Michael Penix isn't a good quarterback. It just surprised me because of the Kirk Cousins situation. But I'll say this. I know he started out bad these last couple of games, but it's way too early to know what his future is going to look like in Atlanta. It's 6 starts.
No, I understand.
And you can go back and look at all these great quarterbacks that played. A lot of them struggle in those first 6 games. And there's also some things on film with Penix that gives you some optimism and gives you some confidence going forward. And I spent some time with Drake London this offseason. Drake was out at USC, and he was adamant about, hey, Penix is that guy. I know it's his quarterback, but this was off record when we were talking.
Yeah.
And he said, he's that guy. The way he spins it, his accuracy, the way that he goes about the game mentally, he is that guy. Now, I will say this, though. Yes, everyone's going to have bad games, but you can't stack bad games. And that's when I start to get worried, is if that becomes something that's consistent for him.
Yeah.
Okay, you can have a bad game here, maybe have some growing pains here and there, but if it's bad game after bad game after bad game, then you start to worry, because then the quarterback loses confidence. And then he doesn't believe in himself. And once he doesn't believe in himself, then everyone else around him is saying, well, I'm not following that guy anymore. And I'm not saying Penix is there yet, But if you don't turn it around quickly and start seeing some progress in year 2, then you could fall into that category. But overall, no, it's too early. I believe in him. I think he's going to turn things around. Now, I'm curious to see how he responds to getting benched. And I know they said, okay, it's the game was out of reach for protecting the starters, but you're still getting benched. Like, they're taking you off the field. You're not with your team anymore.
I don't know if that's a bench to me.
But as a quarterback, I've been in that position.
So Dak got benched.
Huh?
So Dak got benched this past weekend.
There was still, what, I think there was 8 to 10 minutes left to go, though, in this Atlanta game, right? And also 8 to 10 minutes left to go in the Cowboys game. I thought that was interesting. I wasn't a big fan.
So Dak got benched.
I didn't think, no, I'm not saying he got benched, but I didn't think that game was over yet.
If Michael Penix got benched, then Dak got benched.
Okay, sure, call it bench. Yeah, either way, he got taken out of the game and put on the bench. To you, that's saying that, all right, I'm not going to finish this game because my coach doesn't want me to, or whatever reason it is. I'm just saying from a personal perspective, you take that differently than just saying, all right, we got blown out, but I stayed out there and fought until the very end. So I'm just curious to see how he responds to that. Maybe for Dak, he understands, all right, I'm not getting benched. But for Penix, who's only had 6 starts, it could feel a different type of way to where they think, man, I got benched right here. They don't believe in me. It's tough to handle that mentally. I can't wait to see.
It was 27-0 when he got.
It was.
Right.
It was.
I think they
You're
were just
still
trying
getting
to
taken out of that game.
Put some points on the board. They was trying to do something. I wouldn't consider that a benching.
Okay. That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? But I think 6 games is too early to determine.
Yeah.
Is he the guy? Is he the guy? Is he the leader? Is he the Falcons' future or not? But I will say, last year, those 3 starts, they just looked a little different, man. It was 2 overtime losses and a big-time win versus the Giants, but it was big throws. It was, you saw flashes last year, which is why he's the starter this year, I think. And this year, it should just look real regular. I don't really see those same flashes that I seen from last year, this year. So I like how he played. He don't hold the ball. He drop back, he hits, he get the ball out of his hands, he make good decisions. But to me, I don't know. Sometimes it jump off the tape, sometimes it don't. For like them 3 games last year, it was like, oh yeah, Penix need to be starting right now.
Yeah.
And then now, these 3 games, it's kind of like just real regular. You know what I'm saying? So it's too early to tell.
3 games, would you play Kirk Cousins or Michael Penix Jr.?
I'll give him more time. I think they they're not doing too bad. What if they 1-2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they 1-2. So I mean, I give them
1-2.
I at least give them 4 losses. You start off 1-4. Hey, Kurt, save us.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So he got 2 more games to show something that's not regular, in my opinion. If it's regular, still looking regular, and it's 2 more losses, and I got to take my loss. You know what I'm saying? And go with the guy guaranteed. You know what I'm saying?
I think a big part of that too is like how you mentioned. You know, last year it looked a little different from this year. I feel like last year, it was one of those situations where it's like the new shiny toy. And I think for him, he was like, yo, I just want to get in there and see what I could do as well.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure.
Bingo.
A lot less pressure.
So the energy's different. Now coming into this year, it's okay, you're the guy. Everybody's looking at you now, right? So your preparation is even different. How you view, like your worldview is not as narrow as it was when you were just coming in, showing everybody that you belong here. And so that part of it, it just weighs heavy on it, and I just feel like he's gonna have to figure it out. And like you said, these next 3 or 4 games will be the tell, I think. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see.
So you guys are talking about a blessing and a curse where he got thrown in with a team that everybody likes because of the Drake Londons. You know, like the offense looked like
Bijan Robinson.
Is he not? To me, he's the best running back in football. But
he's getting there.
He's getting there. And they got so many weapons, and there was so much preseason hype. They're going to win the division, and this is it. This could be the best offense in pro football. That was all the talk going into the season, because once upon a time, just 2 years, he was the 8th overall pick. I mean, 8th overall, I fell out of my seat when that happened that night. And Mel Kiper said later that it was one of the most shocking picks he can remember, and he's been doing it for like 50 years. Okay, so now it's very interesting this week, and Aqib knows Raheem very well. Your first coach, right? Was your first coach? Yeah.
Not my first coach. My first coach was Gruden.
Oh, Gruden was still
Gruden
there.
was fired
That's
after
right.
the first year. Then Rod was my head coach for 3 years.
Okay, for 3
He was my
years.
DB coach though with Gruden, first DB coach.
Okay. So they have already gotten desperate because yesterday Raheem fired the receivers coach, Ike Hilliard.
Saw that.
And then Zach Robinson, who could get the Oklahoma State job now that Gundy's been fired, but he's one of the leading candidates, but he's the coordinator, and Raheem made him now leave the press box, and he's going to call the plays from the sideline, as if that's going to be a magic fix to all this, right? And there's a little desperation. You're trying to protect this kid by saying, well, it's the receivers coach's fault, and the coordinator can see the game better actually from the sideline. I'm not sure about that, but a lot of good play callers call it from the sideline. I don't know if you have a strong take on.
I like the play caller being on the sideline more than I like up in the booth. I do.
How can you see though? It's especially when there's a little.
Well, because you have 8 GAs or quality control guys that are up there, your receiver coach that are up there telling the OC, like, hey, they ran cover 3 last time we ran bunch. Hey, they ran cover 2.
Yeah.
Now, yes, you can see a little bit better if you're the offensive coordinator, but I like more coming off to the sideline. Let's grab the whiteboard. Let's get on the tablet.
Yeah.
I can talk to you directly instead of having to get on the phone.
You can see from the field, though, Skip. You position your body.
I didn't like having to get on the phone.
In a good place. You can see the back end. You can see what guys. You might need some help on what they did up front.
Yeah.
You can't watch everything all at once. But I feel like in the box, you got a up top view. You can't watch everything all at once up top neither. So
that's a good point.
Yeah.
So they lost their opener at home to their division rival when Koo missed a kick. You know, Baker was great late, but Koo missed a kick that could have won the game. And then it falls all the way to they had a good game at Minnesota. JJ got hurt.
Yeah.
But you're losing 30-0 to Carolina.
Yeah.
And it just stinks, you know, like there's stench on it. And here's my take on Michael Penix Jr. And I watched him a lot at Washington. Listen, he was really, really good in college until he ran into, was Jesse Minter the defensive coordinator in the championship
with
game?
Jim Harbaugh,
Okay, that was Jesse Minter. So it's Harbaugh and Jesse Minter in the championship game.
I'm sure Minter was there for the national.
I'm pretty sure he was. And they just did a number.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, Michael Penix got waxed where he got what you think the Micah treatment will be of Dak. He was just getting hit from everywhere. Mason Graham's busting loose up the middle.
That defense, that Wink Martindale defense is no joke, man.
And it was coming from everywhere. Yep. And I didn't love the way he stood up to it because he winds up on the bench with a towel over his head. And I thought he had cost himself some money in the championship game because he did not rise and shine. He didn't live up to his billing coming in because I thought he could have won the Heisman with the numbers that he put up.
He came to SC and made us look bad.
Did he?
Yeah, he came to SC that year and
made a lot of people look bad.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
He's a good quarterback.
You know, I'm still rooting for him, and it's way too early to panic. But they're panicking. They're already making moves with coaches that scream panic. And I got to say this about Kirk Cousins. I've never been a fan of his because he was once upon a time a 4th-round pick. He now has a chance, depending on what Matt Stafford does if he stops after this year. Kirk Cousins could go down as making the most money in the history of your game. The history of your game?
Not for real.
What?
Ooh, that's one.
You want to talk about playing the game, the money game? He played it beautiful everywhere he was with tags. Franchise. And then he's right place, right time. He's on the market, and Minnesota's desperate, and they say, okay, we'll do that. For Kirk Cousins?
Same with the Falcons.
Hey, we'll do that. And the Falcons could have had Baker or Kirk. Both were available, and they went Kirk. And it surprised me because I'm a big Baker fan, and I've never, listen, in Kirk Cousins' time in Washington, Dallas-Washington rivalry, I love playing against Kirk Cousins because he will throw it to you when most needed. You know, he'll throw a pick in the end zone. He did one in Dak in Zeke's rookie year at Washington. I thought we were about cooked, and he throws it to Barry Church in the end zone. Remember?
42?
Yeah, 42.
Yeah.
And
he's in Jacksonville.
He's in Jacksonville. I remember Church.
And it just, he was. That's a good point. And it flipped the game because it's Kirk Cousins. He's going to turn into, as the GM called him once, Kurt Cousins. You know, like he's going to be Kurt more than Kirk. And yet he knows how to play. And right now he probably knows way more how to play than Michael Penix knows how to play, right? And so you put him in there, and he's probably going to look pretty good. And I'm sure Raheem's thinking, damn, because Raheem's he's got to win some games.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, and he's probably thinking, could I win a few more games right now with Kirk? Well, for now, he probably could. So, but they kind of made their bed with Michael. They plunged and cut bait. So you have to just hang with it, and now you got to develop your rookie quarterback on the fly,
Yeah,
right?
I don't like that. I think they got to stick with Penix regardless. It's not like the Jaxson Dart situation to where you started with Russ. Okay, it's not working. Now we're throwing Dart in there. Even though I don't like it, you went into an entire offseason saying this is your football team. Here's the keys to the vet. You take over. We need you to be that guy, and you're 3 games in, and now we're like, I don't know now. And I know
you do it at 3 games in, though.
No, you can't. You can't, but I don't think you can do it. I mean,
so if you start
hypothetically,
if they 1-2 now, if they go 1-4, you just say fuck the season.
I don't think it's that point. I think if we get closer to maybe 1-7,
the 1-7 the season is over with.
Yeah, but you got this is your 8th overall pick that you put it. I mean, you paid
this
Kirk
is Raheem's more is if he go trash this year,
that player. That's
then
the same
he might
thing with
get his
Davis.
ass fired. You know what I'm saying? That's my dogs, bro.
No.
1-4, somebody got to come save this shit.
Yeah.
And hey, we got Kurt. Kurt is a nice vet. I like that.
But they had Kirk last year, and we saw what happened. Like they benched him when they still were in playoff contention.
Though Kurt was limping, and you watched.
He had a turnover. He did have. He was.
Everything on his body was hurt last year.
But he started turning the football over at a high rate.
So that's why they put him in last week just to see. Let us see how healthy Kurt looked.
Yeah.
So you think you got benched then? Is what you're saying?
Nah, if the game is out of hand
Wait a
right
minute.
The game is out of hand. Let's just see how healthy Kurt look in here real quick. Let's see him drop back, hitch, and throw the football. Let's just see how healthy he look. Because if we get to 4 losses, Penix got to sit down. And Kurt, we looking at you to come win 4 in a row for us.
I know it was 27-0, but how much time was left? Was it 10 minutes?
I don't know.
Okay, I remember because that's why I remember looking at it. Like I know the Dallas game I thought was a little early, but I remember looking at it and thinking, like, this isn't a vet to where I'm trying to protect him. This is your young starter. Even if it's garbage time at the end of the game, like those are valuable reps. Let me go get some confidence. I've been in games before where we're getting blown out, and you're just going to play what? Prevent, cover 4, drop everybody out. We're not going to show anything. Let me throw a couple hitches, a couple curls, a couple comebacks, get that confidence going. But when you take them out, I know it's not benching, but to my point, it feels like, all right, man, they gave up on me.
You go tell him, man, hey, it's 27-0, man, this thing over with.
No, they did, and Morris said that afterwards. Said, look, it was to protect the starters.
That's it.
But that some people, when you handle adversity like that, and I hope it's not Penix, but that'll crack you a little bit, and that'll make you struggle, or you come out and it's a wake-up call, and you're better for it. But I didn't like that. Let him go out there and still get some reps in and work on some routes.
I liked it because he get 2 more losses. You coming to sit down.
For good.
I need to know what Kurt feeling like, what he's looking like, what better opportunity. 27-0. Let me see how Kurt feeling right now. See how he throwing the ball. That's exactly what I would have did.
It was 11 minutes left.
11 minutes.
11 minutes.
That's ball game. That's
Early,
over
though,
with.
man. I mean, those are valuable
Yeah, you
reps.
got a lot of time with 11 minutes.
I don't think they're coming
4
back.
touchdowns to win.
No.
I say it was
I'm not
over.
saying they're coming back, but I'm saying that's
game was
valuable
over.
reps for Penix, who's starting his 6th game. Let him get some routes out there and build some confidence.
But I did love what you opened with, which is I do love the way the ball comes out of his hand because it comes quick and he spins
Get rid of it. He's spinning.
Okay, but to me, to my eye, so far this year when I've watched, and I haven't watched it all, but I've watched bits and pieces, it looked regular, to use your word.
Real
It
regular.
just looked average to me. It didn't look special. It didn't look like, oh, there it is. You know, like, oh, that could be it. So.
And it was bad against Carolina. It was. I went and watched that whole game.
Did you?
Was, yeah. No, I watched the tape.
I watched it too.
When he's in rhythm, he's great. When he's seeing the field right, when we're throwing a curl route or I got a flat and I'm reading the defender and I read it perfectly and I'm in rhythm, he spins it. When he gets off rhythm right now,
Left-handed.
he struggles. Yeah, he's a lefty. He struggles going from 1 to 2 to 3. He
Right.
struggles
Did he
starting
throw-
right,
he
taking
threw a-
back, going left. That comes with time, though.
He
But
threw a
when-
pick 6, right?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
he had 2
Yeah,
picks
2
in that
picks.
game. Yeah, one of them. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it was a lot of
was
bad
rough to
throws.
watch.
Worming on
It
the
was rough to
ground.
Yeah, he's kind of.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about 2 quarterbacks that are hot right now. Okay,
Yeah.
we got Herbert. He is living up to his rookie year potential, and we got the resurgence of Daniel Jones, Indiana Jones over here. 2 currently undefeated
Jones.
teams. Okay, Aqib, which team winds up with a better season? We've got Colts or Chargers. What do you see?
All right, well, I got the Chargers going 12-5, winning the West.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? But I got the Colts going 11-6, winning the South, right?
Okay.
So, but Hear me out. AFC.
Wait.
AFC gonna be Bills number 1, Chargers number 2 with 11-5, Ravens number 3 win their division 11-5, and the Colts win their division 11-6. I mean 12-5 for the Ravens.
Yeah.
And 11-6 for the Colts. So 3 wild card teams. I got the Chiefs being the 5th with the same record as the Chargers. Chargers having a better division record. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I got the Broncos being 6th. I got the Steelers being 7th. So the Chiefs go to Indianapolis and play the Colts. I got the Steelers going to LA to play the Chargers, right? So I got both of their ass getting popped first round. You know what I'm saying? So 12-5, 11-6, you win your division, pop first round. So I guess the Chargers got a one game better. Both of y'all lose first round. It's very similar seasons, but both of y'all gone first round, man. I don't like
So you're saying it's a dead heat in the playoffs because they're both going to...
Yeah, y'all.
Out
That's
first
what I'm
round.
saying. So the better season, that's the Chargers with one less loss, but both of y'all gonna go to
Win the division.
Yeah, just both of y'all gonna win the division, and both of y'all gonna see a tough opponent because the AFC is no joke.
Yeah.
Them 3 wild card teams is gonna be dangerous as hell. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, y'all gonna see a dangerous team first round and get popped. So, hey, congrats on winning the division for both of y'all. I think they're in the
It's just
same
not
boat.
enough. You're going to
I
get
think they're
popped.
in the same boat.
Mercedes, what do you have?
I think the Chargers end up having a better season just because I believe that Herbert is just more of a dude. And I think that, in Indianapolis, I feel like they operate more on like structure and like time, like being on time and everything being, a certain way. And then obviously when you go to LA and you see Herbert has been able to come back and win games in the mix of chaos and, making plays with his feet and doing spectacular things. And I just feel like that's going to put them over more than the safe team that hasn't met their match yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to your point, no, it wasn't a pick six. They tipped one over the middle, and then he ended up tackling him on the ground. No, there was no pick six in that. The first one got picked, but no, look, I hate going against my guy Indiana Jones. I think it's still the best in football right now. And the Colts, I think they're going to have a great year, but I've been riding with the Chargers since week 1. I really believe in Justin Herbert. I believe in Jesse Minter in this defense. I think they're going to have a big year. I think they're legit contenders in the AFC too, from what I've been seeing. I think they have a chance. I think they're Super Bowl contenders as well.
Wow.
If they can stay healthy and get this thing figured out. But the biggest thing for me is Justin Herbert. I mean, he is playing some high-level football. He's shown you that he can win in any circumstance. Week 1, they go to Brazil. They put the ball in his hand and say, hey, go win us this football game. And he did. Throws for 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. The last play of the game, breaks contain outside of the pocket. I know Chris Jones ducked inside, but he still was smart enough to know, let me go pick up the first down, stay in bounds, and slide. And Spags threw everything out in that game. They were going cover 0, showing 0, getting out of it. He handled it. Week 2, they play the Raiders. A different type of game. I got to show that I can come out and just protect the football. I didn't have to do too much. This was a defensive-dominated game. The Raiders only put up, I think, 9 points in that game, right? You scored 20, so you just can't make that big mistake. He still goes 240 for 2 touchdowns, but he showed you that, all right, he had a risky throw on a 3rd and 1 that might have been picked or should have been picked, but other than that, he played a clean game, and he let Geno Smith make those mistakes. He had 3 interceptions. That was the difference in the game. And then last week, he showed you that he can struggle early on, overcome adversity, and find a way to lead a game-winning drive for 2 of them.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a pick early on. He had been sacked 5 times, and then they're down 20-13 with 5 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter, and Justin Herbert goes down and throws a dot to Keenan Allen. I don't think you guys understand, and probably do, but I'm saying as a quarterback, to step up, avoid the rush, slide left. I want to escape right as a right-hander, to slide left, flip my hips, have a defender coming free, and still throw a 30-yard seed.
He did.
I won't call it
on
a
the
dot now.
No, that was a dot from the level of difficulty-wise.
If a receiver running this way and I catch the ball right here.
No, bro, but the fact that he even got enough to get
If it was a different number 21 guard in Keenan, that shit would have been a pick.
Don't be hating on my quarterbacks, bro. I know you're
that
DB.
shit would have been a pick. If it was a different number 21 for the Broncos, that shit would have been an easy pick. Because, I mean,
I don't know.
he wasn't looking at, like, bro, at this point, you got to look at the quarterback, make a play, bro. You plaster, you just running the ball, come right here. You do like come on,
But
Riley, bro.
what I'm saying
that shit should have been an interception for
level
real.
of difficulty. You can count on one hand the amount of guys in the NFL that can make that throw. That's a 30-yard rope while you're falling away with he didn't even get to finish his throw. you could have said it was a little inside, sure. And
Very
Moss could have
inside.
got on it, but still,
He
unbelievable
missed the ball
throw.
right here. The ball went right here. Like, the ball was right. It ain't like he went and the ball was here. He went like this. The ball went right here. Keenan Allen was rolling this way and caught the ball right here. Like, that's not a dot to me.
All right, that's a
So
Bronco.
wait, you're saying that a guy who's right now wearing a number 88 jersey,
Hey, that shit,
he would have
that shit would have been,
picked it?
game.
Game.
Game over,
Game.
my boy.
Okay.
Game winning
All right,
pick.
all right, fair. And then I'll say this. So after that, okay, so they do score. They get a stop, and then he leads a game-winning field goal drive. I mean, they go down there, kick a field goal, win the game after he had struggled early in that game. So whatever you want to call it, I think Justin Herbert's playing some high-level football right now. He is entering that elite category. He's playing as good as anybody at the quarterback spot in the NFL, even the really good. I mean, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, he's up there with those guys right now. Jalen
Daniel
Hurts,
Jones.
Indiana
up
Jones.
there?
Hey, Indiana Jones is playing
Yeah,
good football
fair
now.
They
Don't
both
sleep-
playing good
That's why I'm
football.
saying, like, it's tough for me because I
Yeah.
like the Colts, but if I'm picking between the two, I think the Chargers go farther this year and have a better record.
So this is a tough one for me because I love Jim Harbaugh, always have. I believe in him a lot more
He's a
than I
cheater.
believe in Justin Herbert. I believe you guys are going down the wrong path with Justin Herbert. I just think
Wow.
at some point he'll bite you. And Jim's done a marvelous job of building his confidence back up and putting him in the right place at the right time. But they just lost Najee Harris for the year. So now they got the kid running for him, Hampton. And I think they won't have the 1-2 punch at running back that'll take a little heat off him over time. I got to tell you, I know it's really, really early, but what's going on with Indiana Jones and Indianapolis is it's pretty special.
It is.
And Jonathan
It is.
Taylor, Tyler
Yeah,
Warren
thank
looking
you.
nice.
Thank you. So all of a sudden, Jonathan Taylor looks like this year's Saquon to me. And I don't know if he can take the pounding and stay upright the whole year. They're going to have to be careful because he's high carries, but he just dominates. And he's leading the league in yards through three weeks. And he hits home runs. And I know, I thought he was older than this. He's still only 26. So I thought he was like 29 or close to 30. It just felt like it, but it's his 6th year. But once upon a time, he ran 4.39, and the other day when he broke loose, it looked like he can still go.
Looks good.
All right. So Daniel Jones leads the league in QBR. He leads the league in yards per attempt. He's 9.3 per attempt is his yards, which is it's sensational, and it's early. But they did beat Denver, the team that you just picked to be a playoff team. I know it was wild at the end, and there was a lot of kicking game involved, but they beat them at home, 29-28. And to Kinsey's point, I wanted the Cowboys to draft Tyler Warren because he's a stud, and so he now leads them in targets and receiving yards, and it gives Daniel Jones the ultimate security blanket because he's got big, fast, strong that he can just say, when in doubt, I'll just dump it to him.
Yeah.
And then Michael Pittman, who you knew from USC,
Yeah.
who's from right here where we are in the Woodland Hills area of Southern California, man, he's 6'4", 230 and can fly, and he's having a coming out party right before your very eyes, and he's leading them in catches. So their defense is top 10 so far. I don't know if that'll hang in there, but they look legit. In scoring, they're second in every category. So, man, I don't know what's not to love, but you don't trust them. You don't believe in them. You think they're one-hit wonders or maybe 3 week.
No, I think they're a division winner. That's good, Skip.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right,
You know what I'm
all
saying? I think they're a division winner, but,
Yeah.
it tighten up in them playoffs, man. And I think they're going to have a big dog pull up on them first round, and they're not going to be able to handle it. So
You see him getting past the first round of the playoffs?
Again, if they win their division, they're going to get a home game, and I think they can win a home game. That's what I believe.
tough
And
to
it
play
might
in
be a big
Indianapolis.
dog win,
Yeah.
but
they definitely got the Broncos number in Indy.
they do.
Yeah, they tear our ass up in there. I don't know why.
It's tough to play in there.
You think the Chargers win the division?
Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
Chargers, just because they started off so hot, they 3-0 in the division right now.
And the
so-
3 division games, too.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
And
They
those count as, you guys know those count as 2.
Exactly. So
Division,
they
that's
3-0,
big
and
time.
it's like
They
they
count as
6-0
two.
right now. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
just from that hot start,
But
I
then
feel like
you're
they
saying-
end up with the same record as the Chiefs, but they have a better division record as the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they get the
bye.
nod.
And you're saying
Yeah.
first round exit, though?
Them boys is out of there. Them boys
All right.
is out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. I'm hoping for the Colts to do well because I got everybody and their mom on my fantasy team.
Really?
So, yeah. I didn't expect Tyler Warren to go off like he has. He's been
I did.
the best tight end. I picked him up like 7th round.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm grabbing that. Anyway,
me.
well, thank you guys so much for watching. We missed a few topics this week, so we've got a lot to talk about on Thursday. So we are going to see you back here on Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Thank you for watching The Arena Gridiron presented by Underdog.